Good evening. Welcome to your Ass Hurts News Network. Coming to you live from the tip top of Cock Tower Square with your host, Sergeant Friday. Sarge, how you doing?
You know, I'm sorry to do this, but it's come to this show's attention that there's a private intelligence network connected to YouTube. They're called @PrivateAtNight. And apparently they're not very private, and they really don't do much. Maybe they do it at night and nobody can actually confirm it. But this host has been told that the idiots in charge of this organization can't even get their client's name right. And they charge up to a $500,000 retainer. Now, as far as I know, with my extensive background in the law and because of the depth of my intelligence, I find that to be rather ridiculous. And I don't know why you would pay anybody $500,000 for fucking retarded YouTube workers. Cletus?
Well, they primarily focus on Twitter, is my understanding there, Sarge. But irregardless.
They're a social media bunch of fucking twit-heads, is what you're saying.
Yeah, that's a fair assessment.
Do they work with Carl Ferguson?
That is more to come, Sarge. More to come.
Because it's possible that they have access to the 5.63 billion morons out here, and maybe they're they had a division of them or something.
Yeah, they've definitely got access to the 5.63 billion, and it seems like they're recruiting more and more every day.
That's good. I'm proud of organizations like that. I mean, is it correct to suggest that Seth Rogers is involved with these people?
Yes, that would be correct. That would be correct.
You know, I don't even know what to say to that. Let me just. I'm clicking around over here, but. We have breaking news again. Apparently, the ignorant fat bastard Seth Rogers has connected himself with groups that could never find his son if they were sitting in their fucking living room with him. Cletus?
My sources tell me that's most likely true, Sarge. My sources.
That is a tragedy. I'm appalled. Where did Seth Rogers get $500,000? Maybe it was 500 nickels or something.
Maybe.
5 nickels would sound like affordable. I'm not sure that when he had that midget fucking retard guy that streams on YouTube, what's his name there? Rex? Miniature Rex? He's got Tyrannosaurus Rex arms, that kid.
Oh, T-Rev?
That's it. That motherfucker there. They were sitting in a room with no carpeting. They were walking around on OSB board, Cletus.
Yeah.
Apparently, that made Seth qualified to be the custodial parent of a young boy that's missing. And in an attempt to solidify this carpetless, rundown fucking heap of an apartment, he could afford a @PrivateAtNight fucking intelligence service. Huh?
Yeah.
Huh?
I don't know. And from what I've seen, my sources tell me that about the time they were retained, their price went from $25,000 to $500,000 over the course of about 30 minutes in a simple refresh of a screen.
At $25,000, I could retain them without even leaving my home, Cletus.
Yeah.
$500,000 require me moving some money around in accounts, and I don't know who the fuck would have a $500,000 retainer unless they're Perkins Coie, one of the largest fucking law offices in the world that represents politicians. But what do I know? I don't know much. I'm not one of those guys that have any depth of thought or any capacity to think. I just take what I hear and mimic it. Cletus?
Well, I mean, you are a news network, so
yeah. All on my own.
Yeah, there you go.
With a part-time co-host. That somehow this top of the line fucking @PrivateAtNight. What the fuck kind of name is that? Of course, people are private at night. Right?
Well, my sources tell me there may be some that it may allude to one of the members' favorite show, Nick at Night, because his name is
what it sounds
Nick
like? At night? No, you know what it sounds like?
What?
It sounds like a sexual liaison between bisexual men. And they must be paying for their sex if they're dealing with these people at $25,000. I don't know. This guy better have a fucking honking ass dick. Something's got to be going on there, bro. Because that's a lot of money. I don't suspect that's even fair.
His name is Hong.
His name is Hong? Holy shit, the fucking Sarge hit it on the fucking head. He don't even know anything about anything. Really? That's the guy's name?
That is his name.
That, well, leave it to me to figure these things out in 2 seconds or less. Sorry, folks. It's the issue solved.
Hey,
apparently
you have a future. You have a future as the Your Ass Hurts intelligence agency.
That's right. Your ass is going to hurt once you give me that retainer and find out I'm as dumb as the fucking road and concrete you're walking on. Holy shit. I see the future in glasses of water.
Well, hey, you should you should spread out and create, the other YouTube channels, practicing that talent and showing off.
I applied for the Bubbly Waters Tommy Jude jerk off fucking reflections course. And I don't know if I've been accepted yet, but I think they pay you to join. That was what appealed to me. I mean, what better knowledge in the world than if they give you money to come and acquire it? There's got to be something of value there, right? If they're willing to pay you to come. Well, and I've always been one. I want to understand the reflectivity of asphalt at night. And I was directed to the reflective school of Bubbly Waters and fucking Tommy Jude.
Yeah. Well, you will hear it there first, Sergeant.
Maybe they're fucking an arm of the Private at Night Hong fucking Bisexual Interaction Club.
I mean, you never know, Sarge. You never know.
Yeah, this fucking guy spent more time making an asshole of himself than he has looking for his kid.
Well, but, that seems to be the qualifications for just about anybody that he engages with to assist with that effort.
Where do you come up with a place? How do you even find places? I mean, under what fucking Twitter fucking Google search mechanism do you use to get a hold of some fucking Private at Night network?
Well, you've got to recruit the best of the best and national spokespeople to get you those connections. None other than Tony Mathis, of course.
Tony Mathis. There's another fucking brilliant individual. What's his claim to fucking fame? Does he at least remember the name of? Does he remember the name of his clients? Unlike Hong Hong.
No, he does. He does fairly well with remembering names. The only thing that I really know he has a problem with is green screens. He doesn't do well with those.
He does. He's a masturbator in public. And I'm not saying masturbation makes you a bad person. I think masturbation is something we all coveted. You know what I'm saying? It's not an adverse or issue as far as it's not indicative of any personality defect unless you're doing it on your fucking live stream and then acting like you never did it. Because not too many things mimic the appearance of a penis. Now, I'm not an expert in that. Clue, you are our help desk. In all of known universe, what things mimic the appearance of a penis? Well, there you have it, folks. What?
Eggplant, cucumber, maybe a carrot.
Yeah, they really don't have that soldier's helmet up there, though. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
Dry land fish, maybe.
And I've never quite seen even a cucumber and eggplant. Never seen them that small. So I think they're bad representatives of what flashed across this screen. I don't think he was gardening. He might have been grooming, but he may have also accidentally cut off that pecker because some hair might have outdone it. Cletus?
Oh fuck!
There's a hung at night. He's hung at night, and he's private at night. Right. What does this guy do during the day? Does anybody know?
From what I can tell, he's very good at trolling on Twitter, especially credible people like Steve Fisher, a private investigator and SAR person. He seems to take special attention to him.
Let me see here if I can put my profile. Let me see what it says here. Here, I'll put my identifying information out there in case this guy wants to have an interview. It's not to say my IQ is 162, but it is to say his is probably -0 somewhere, making my IQ appear to be that high, I guess. but he's welcome to come here. He can have a battle of wits. Unfortunately, he'll be unarmed when he shows up. But there is my fucking identification from Twitter. He's welcome to come in there and troll me. But I prefer he do it during the day. Does he troll during the day? Do you know? Is he?
Yeah, he seems to wake up around 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
See, that's some shit right there. 2 or 3 o'clock. Huh. Is he like on disability, claiming that he can't fucking work, and he's out here jerking fucking talking all fucking day without a problem?
Have no fucking clue, to be honest with you. Hadn't
I wonder how many people.
I was just saying, I haven't bothered to fucking care.
And look at that, poor green-eyed pie or pea or whatever. Just called Tony Mathis. She called him Vienna sausage. That's horrible. That's horrible.
I mean, if the dick fits.
Well, I don't know what it's going to fit in between a couple of fucking fingers, maybe little fingers, pinkies. I don't know. What if your fucking little dick looks like those pre-cooked breakfast sausages? That'd be tragic, bro. Not the size is everything, but it counts for something, ladies. No matter what you women say, it counts for something. And I don't know. I'm sure Seth hasn't really got a good look of his in a long time. Please.
It's that fucking that gravity situation we talked about before.
Lots of shit revolving around that guy. Unfortunately, it's dumber than him. Poor bastard. Yeah, that's tragedy. I mean, at this point, and I hate to say this, but I gotta say it. I honestly suspected that some horrible thing has befallen that young boy. And the buffoon of a father that he is just making it. I don't even know, man. It's like he's a fish and he's trying to run around in the desert. I don't know what this fucking fat bastard's doing.
Yeah, I mean, my theory seems to revolve around, instead of getting his fat ass out in the fucking woods, he's trying to get 15 months of fame on the internet, because it's probably the most attention his fat ass has ever received, if you want my honest opinion. And the
tragedy of it all, that guy couldn't really wander around in the woods unless you put big fucking tennis rackets on his feet so he didn't get stuck in the mud. Two-wheel drive vehicles that are grossly overweight don't do well in the fucking woods. Just my understanding of how things work. Again, I could be wrong, as I usually am. My observations being like, way the fuck out there. I mean, we don't revolve around the sun. We don't have space. We're in a firmament and we're flat, and the fucking sun just does what it does. It might even just be a light bulb, according to Carl, but I don't know. Cletus?
Well, maybe if Honk shows up, you can bring Carl up too, and we can all have a debate about whether satellites actually are in space or if they're just beneath the firmament on tracks.
So he really has what he considers like an intelligent, he's not a detective or anything?
No, to my knowledge, he's not doesn't claim to be a private investigator or anything like that. He I believe he made the statement in a text that he posted that he is a managing partner or a general manager or something of Private Night Intelligence Agency. So, yeah.
Well, I want to go ahead.
I just said, who would have thought?
Who'd have thunk? Who'd have thunk about that bunk coming from an idiot like that? So Grant says, buy a Subaru. That may be a sign of intelligence, but I think I got one better and easier and probably more affordable for most of you broke fucks out here that work 80 hours a week. Stay at a Holiday Inn Express. Cletus? How many people out here are on disability? I wonder, man. I just wonder how many people are YouTube streamers and are collecting some kind of fucking government fucking check.
I would say quite a few, to be honest. I mean, to be fair, right? I mean, just looking at the audience in terms of the analytics and stuff on Clue's channel, it seems like the average age of viewers is 40 to 70, right?
Damn.
I see a lot of people that are on all the time. So I mean, I would say that there's something like that.
So this guy is his claim to fame, or his notoriety, his assurance that he's a qualified intelligence agency is that he's got some kind of connection to that weathered, dick down fucking FBI cunt coffin doffer. Cletus?
Yeah. And Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Right. I know a good friend of mine was in the FBI. He spent, and I mean, listen, I'm not one to judge. But he was in the FBI and he spent all of his days on the internet pretended to be an underage child to attract predators.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what he did for the FBI, but there is that.
Yeah. That would be a good use of your time, I would say. So
They went right over your head, didn't they?
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess it did.
That shit went right over your head.
it really did.
Maybe that's private at night. He spends his time
Well, I
trying
mean,
to.
hey, I don't ever plan to start an intelligence agency, so it's okay for it to go over my head.
Maybe these people are spending their time online attracting predators, and it's got nothing to do with their daytime job. I don't know. Who knows, right?
Yeah, I mean, they could be attracting them or just recruiting them. I don't know.
Fucking Seth is just so fucking stupid. The people that took his kid or the person that may have been involved in taking his kid could be fucking having dinner with him right now, and he wouldn't know the fucking any better.
Could very well be.
Could very well be. That's as likely as fucking his accusations the mother and the fucking stepfather took him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't even know, man. All I know is that when you got a fat bastard like that, you're in no fucking position to chase them downhill. You got to wait till they get to the flat land before you catch them. Cletus?
You know, I'd say the most unintelligent thing about that intelligence agency and just the whole concept of what I've seen out of them is who the fuck would pay $500,000 to a group of people that you could come on the internet and get the same output from for free? Because literally all they've done is create theories and speculation and create new fucking rumors and shit, just like what we've seen in the Idaho 4 and every other fucking case that's been on YouTube or any other social media platform. There's never any real facts. There's never any real anything. In fact, there has been purposeful misinformation put out there that still fucking exists by this intelligence agency. And it's like, I mean, I don't know what the fuck. Why would anybody pay $500,000 for that? But, you know,
Listen,
hey.
Even if you're stupid enough to put up $500,000, I don't want your money. If you're that fucking stupid to part with money, I say, you know, have at it, goddamn it, but don't get me involved. There's nothing good's going to come of that, right?
Right. I agree.
That high dollar fee makes them sound super important and in high demand in their own fucking head. The problem with that fucking statement is that once it leaves your fucking lips for it to enter the ears of people around you, you become an instant idiot. I am this at $500,000 retainer. Oh yeah, I better trust you.
The one intelligent thing I have seen out of them is they seem to have distanced themselves from blowhole fucking Betty. They seem to have created some type of
no, that's not a sign of intelligence. Not noticing her fucking ignorance of the first moment you listen to her. That would be like, how many of the people that you've gone into their streams or that, and I just kind of fucking walk away from these people. I don't think there's many of them that you guys have associated with that I have anything to do with. And the reason for that is not in judgment of you guys, but it's in serious judgment of the people that have actually been brought around. And I just think they'll get it sooner or later. I mean, you know, you can't tell people, even your friends, who to hang out with. That's not your place. That's a fucking bridge too far, right?
Well, let me pose this scenario to you. Let's say your child was missing and somebody approached you and said, "Look, I've got a great fucking idea. There's this group of fucking people that basically spend all their days on fucking Twitter and YouTube trolling people, and they will help find your son. It only costs $500,000. What would you say to that?"
Well, I'd say let me get their name and their personal information and contact the fucking police. Because that's a crime in fucking progress, right? Because you got 5.63 billion morons out here doing it for free.
Yeah.
Right? And it never ends. It really never ends. I had that stream earlier and I was making the point. Show me how any car was involved in the Idaho 4. Show me. Give me a piece of evidence that puts a car in play.
Yeah.
And you just can't. There's no evidence to support the allegation that car that they claim they got on video, whether they do or not, had anything to do with the fucking crime at all. Look at, if you accept a fucking DoorDash fucking driver, if you accept some fucking jerk off that these two people admit to being at the crime scene, and you've cleared them when you clearly know that they and their vehicles were involved in that crime scene, right? And now you're going to tell me that those guys had nothing to do with it. But, there was this car, this white car that drove around, and that was involved. That person exited that vehicle and slaughtered those kids. What the fuck is that all about, Cletus?
Yeah, it's fucking wild. It's
the guy that showed up at 4:00, the DoorDash driver, is highly suspect. And I mean, there's no way to take that person out of the fucking game. But
right.
yet they immediately shut that down and didn't want you to talk about DoorDash. And do you know why? Because that criminal, corrupt fucking DoorDash didn't want their name fucking smeared. Well, no one would smear you, you stupid fuck, if you weren't completely honest and come forward with who the driver was and what they drive and why they were cleared. What's wrong with corporate integrity, you fucking pieces of shit? No, let it attach to the case, and we're all supposed to ignore your fucking company's involvement. Indirectly, have that, right? Indirectly, that company's name is involved. Not that they are participants in anything of that night, not even were they participants in driving to the home, but one of their representatives was. And we're not allowed to discuss that. We don't get any information on that. We don't know why they were cleared. Fair enough?
That's fair.
Right. Yeah. That's fucking bullshit. Like, we got to bow down to these corporate entities. Maybe that's what at private at night, that guy with the little dick, and he calls himself hung at night. Fucking, you're hung at night because it's dark, you stupid fuck. Even I look like a fucking superstar in the dark. Latest.
Oh, fuck.
Come out of the fucking dark, you dickhead. Come into the light. May the Lord have mercy on your soul.
Oh, fuck. Wow.
Invite one of them fucking people's in there. He's got, if it's got to be an organization of dozens. If your deposit is that fucking high, literally, there's got to be dozens of people there.
You would think, right? You would think there would be
you would expect.
Yeah, you would expect. Absolutely, you would expect. Yeah.
Mud on. It's a crazy in here, Cletus.
Yes, sir.
I've been trying to play with a couple of alternative voices to come on here and host the show with.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So people don't, recognize me.
Oh. That would probably be harder than it would sound for you.
It might boost the show's ratings. I mean, we're worse than CNN at this point, and we haven't even told a lie. It's crazy, Cletus.
Well, I mean, that may be why.
Oh,
maybe you got to lie to them more, Sarge, to get the fucking ratings. I don't know.
I love all of you out there. It's fucking crazy, bro. I don't even understand anymore. I do want to play this. I've played something like this before. Let me see here. Hang on, hold it. Pardon me. Oh no, it's still a fart compilation. That's terrible. I got to get rid of that one. Holy shit. Oh well. I am fallible. That is that's the best part of me, is that I am fallible. I recognize that I'm fallible, and I fucking enjoy it. What about you, Cletus?
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, there's nothing more fun than making fun of yourself. Absolutely nothing more
fucking not.
It's the most
fucking moron. What kind of a moron puts money somewhere safe in their house and then forgets it and can't find it for fucking weeks or months? Fuck does that? Part of the fucking problem is there is money that I always know where it is. And so I give up looking too quick because I always got a backup. So, sometimes backups aren't good. And you shouldn't find $7,000 under your toaster. It's just unnatural. That's probably the worst place to put it. But in my defense, I don't plug my toaster in, nor do I keep it out on the counter. I put it away after every use. I shake the crumbs out and put her away. And so, it wasn't as if it was going to burst the money into flames, but it still isn't too fucking bright, man. I once had some friends over, And I said to him that they were talking something, and my friend says, "You got any money tucked away?" I go, "I do." He goes, "If I find it, can I keep it?" I go, "Yeah, but you can't be tearing my house up." I said, "I'll tell you what room it's in, and you got fucking 5 minutes to find it." And he goes, "Really?" I said, "I swear on my kid's life, yeah." I go, "It's in the kitchen." And he looked at me. I said, "If it's not in the kitchen, if after 5 minutes I can't produce that money from the kitchen because you didn't find it, then you could punch me right in the fucking face." And he laughed. Okay. So they go in my kitchen, and this is the best part. I put the money in the vacuum cleaner behind the bag, right? And the vacuum cleaner was in the kitchen. The first thing they did when we went in the kitchen is they took the vacuum cleaner and put it in the dining room and then went back to the cabinet that it was blocking and started looking through that cabinet. So I let them go the whole 5 minutes. I said, "Time's up." And they're like, "It ain't here. It ain't in here. You lied. You got to give us the money." I said, "Really?" I said, "Which one of you remember picking up the vacuum cleaner and putting it in the dining room?" And his wife looked down at the floor. She goes, "I did." I go, "You dumb fuck, there's $7,000 in that vacuum cleaner." And I opened it up and showed him. And he goes, "You know something? That's true. You don't lie, do you?" I go, "No, I don't lie. Why would I lie? I wouldn't make offers I can't keep or make fucking stories or lie to fucking... Who am I impressing? Myself? It's fucking stupid. I don't need to impress myself. If I want to impress myself, I just fucking open up my pants." Cletus?
Doesn't take much to impress you, huh?
No, not at all, brother.
Oh, fuck.
Fucking awesome, bro.
Stack of dimes, 30 cents high.
I don't even know if stacking them would be fair.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, God. My penis looks like the face of a pug dog. It's crazy.
Oh, my God.
Well, you live in fucking perpetual winter, so, you know. Oh, fuck.
Have you heard of a winter penis? No, I haven't heard of a winter penis, and I don't know that I even am too. But Seth might be interested. You might want to share that with this jerk off Hong Kong private at night. He may be interested in winter penises because he may be in search of a penis. Right? We don't know. I mean, he's part of an intelligence group, right? Not an investigator, but an intelligence group.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Has he bragged of any successes they may have had? Have they?
He's bragged a lot about his properties and his shoes and shit like that. Yet his little sidekick has got the same pair of sunglasses he had before he went to fucking prison for fraud. So, you know, I don't know. I mean, I would think I would hope if I was somebody's sidekick as wealthy as that motherfucker, he could afford to buy me an updated pair of fucking sunglasses. I'm just saying.
Wow. Well, you know, I like successful people, and I'm proud of people when they make it. I'm not really too happy with people that are either too ignorant or consciously take advantage of people that are looking to be entertained. But you know, you are looking to be entertained, but I still don't think that's a reason to fucking lie. There's one kid in politics that posts all these crazy things. Ellen DeGeneres arrested. And you go in there and there's absolutely no evidence and there's no proof Ellen DeGeneres was arrested. And yet these people keep posting all kinds of fucking topics like that. They do it all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if this Hong at night. What the fuck is HONG at night? I don't even understand. What is that word?
That's his first name. Or that's what he goes by anyway. I don't know if it's his real name or not, but that's what he goes by is Hong.
Listen, I'm not going to question the intelligence of the entire Asian race, but when the vast majority of you can be blindfolded with dental floss, we all got to go, I don't know how that, you know, where does intelligence of being able to be blinded with dental floss come together? I don't see the connection, but I'm assuming is that name, he's got to be from an Asian territory or something, right?
No idea.
Maybe
haven't looked into him.
Cletus, listen, we may need to retain him, folks. I might start asking the audience for money so we can retain an intelligence agency, because I'd like for him to solve that problem. If God forbid we ever have to defend Taiwan from China, he may be able, with all of his fucking workers, come up with a practical means for us to tell the groups apart, so we're just not shooting everybody. Cletus?
I wonder if a $500,000 retainer would be enough to solve the problem with the 5.63 billion fucking morons on the internet. That would be a great fucking use of $500,000.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, that's a nice name. Hong Hong Kong Fooey with the Hong Kong Fooey chop. Remember that cartoon? Or is that before your time?
You know what you also could hire him for?
I hear a Clue in the background. What is she doing there? Peanut fucking gallery. Clue, Cletus?
She said you could also potentially hire him to the intelligence agency. I'm sorry, not him, but the intelligence agency to figure out why your balls always itch.
Hey, breaking news. I got my Alexa to say my balls itch. Huh. And you guys thought I wasn't too smart, huh? Say it. You never thought I was that smart, but you get your Alexa to say my balls itch. Go ahead, give it a shot. Go ahead. I didn't even have to hire this intelligence agency to figure that one out. Chris?
Oh, fuck. That's fucking...
Oh, man. I need to try to move this microphone closer to that fucking machine.
Did you...
prove to you guys that I got it to say my balls itch.
Did you get it to say go fuck yourself?
And it said go F beep yourself. It beeped it out. Yeah.
Well, at least it attempted it. I mean, that's still
yeah. And I figured out a way. I'm telling you, folks. They say that about intelligent people. We don't like big groups. We don't like hanging out in fucking crowds we're unfamiliar with. We like solitude. There's lots of things we do like, but most of it doesn't include you 5.63 billion fucking morons out there. Just so you know. Sometimes it does, but in smaller numbers, vastly smaller numbers, between 1 and 3 and generally female. Cletus? We need to set this up like a Saturday Night Live skit.
Yeah.
And just start bringing in little clips of people's streams and these idiots out there and just, sharing this with the world to remind people that you are the result of this. And then just play it.
Yeah.
Why would anyone buy an Alexa? I needed a timer that I didn't have to manually adjust every time I wanted to cook food. Steve W. I think I had that Jeff H in here earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Coming up with some convoluted fucking under his own, the guy's got like 37 fucking names out here.
Yeah.
Because, he's so well liked that he can't present himself as to one name. And when people find out just what kind of a fucking empty-headed douchebag he is and block him, he's got to have all these backup names to come into your streams.
Somebody said, fucking hell, have I found a chat room without Jeff H?
I think so. Yeah. This fucking... it's just incredible. You have to have an innocent or guilty fucking view of something, and then everything will fit based on that view. Right?
Yeah.
I wish people would try to manage their bank account the way they manage true crime. Go ahead. Get your creators to try to manage their money the way they manage their topics on this fucking thing. Right? They wouldn't be able to afford their own internet.
Judging from the number that I believe would try to find, they would sell their fucking soul to pay the $500,000 retainer. Right. I would say there's a lot of fucking people that would be in serious trouble. They'd be in serious trouble.
You'd have to hire a private investigator to find out where your money went. This guy's out of his fucking mind, $500,000 retainer. Jesus Christ. You'd have to be a serious law firm for that. And believe me, folks, if you have an intelligence agency, it's loaded with lawyers. End the story, period. Okay? Because the information that you transact between people is going to have to be vetted by lawyers before you do it, or you could end up in a fucking real big problem. Right? I mean, it's just how it is, Cletus. I don't know. Yeah. So someone's oven has a timer. Yeah, but you can't talk to your oven yet, Steven. I find it, and if I could talk to your oven, I'd have it saying my balls itch before you could finish your fucking rump roast. What the fuck did I come up with this shit, Cletus? Someone help me.
Oh,
holy shit.
It must be the fucking 18 ounces of T-bone you eat every fucking day before you nap.
Shit's crazy. And I still only weigh 160 pounds. I am the most successful, lazy motherfucker any of you will ever even know existed on this planet your entire fucking life. Oh my God. And yet I get hundreds of thousands of pounds of material moved and applied to different structures across the fucking county here. And the heaviest thing I pick up is paper. Well, or if I go piss, my penis. But it's a heavy dime. What can I say? Oh, fuck. I'll be in your oven to say my balls itch before your timer goes off on that rump roast. You need to write that one down, Cletus.
you sure as fucking do.
I don't know how the fuck I come up with this stupid shit, but it's funny. Yeah. So anyway, earlier I was trying to get, I just want people to look at the judicial system in the United States is supposed to be evidence heavy. Evidence is supposed to be obvious. You shouldn't have to jump through fucking hoops or agree with someone's fucking story of the information given. The story should tell itself, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you get in the car and you turn the key and it don't turn over. The first thing you realize is, oh, I might have a dead battery, right? Because you're connecting obvious things together without anybody having to come in and tell you. Right? You go into a room and you flip a fucking switch and the lights don't turn on. The first thing that should come to mind is the bulb is blown. Fair enough?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't need some fucking jerk off that works in the fucking ignorant backwoods fucking police department in Idaho to tell you that the switch not engaging the light of a room would be a bad bulb. And nobody's going to tell you that. That's just a natural fucking outcome of what you've learned in life. But don't tell me someone turning off his fucking phone is indicative of that guy being the killer at that house. You stupid motherfucker. It's incredible. It's like saying you literally could get a cow to jump over the moon, Cletus. It's just insane.
No, it is. I mean it's amazing to look back on what I've seen and can apply to that fucking PCA. Or what I've seen over the past 2 years, not just with Idaho, but with just in general, the 5.63 billion of us and the fucking just crazy shit we come up with, and we think we have a solid fucking theory about what happened or who fucking done it, and really we're just as fucking we're just filling fucking gaps in our own mind with bullshit, just like that fucking PCA is. It's fucking insane to me.
You know, one of the biggest things that I have an issue with is that you see in legal filings that the Moscow Police Department makes the leap that it was determined later that it could be an 11 to a 16. That's a statement by the fucking police, not the FBI that identified that car. And that statement has been in the paperwork, and I guarantee you that statement was part of the fucking indictment, and that statement was part of the paperwork that Judge got, or Judge would never have let this carry on. How many times did he say it's yet to be seen if this kid's guilty or if it goes to trial? He said that a few times. But take that statement out of the PCA and you put that statement in as the FBI made the conclusion of what the car was, and the car was an 11 to 13. If that jerk off, that fucking Officer Payne, didn't elaborate and say that it was later determined that it could also be as 11 to a 16, then you had no probable cause to arrest this kid. That fucking statement is that fucking important, and that accusation to arrest him. It's crucial.
Yeah.
Because it allows for him to be connected to the crime.
Yeah.
And the fact that the FBI is saying the car around that house is 11 to 13 and they're still holding their ground on that means that there's imagery that'll support the FBI statement that it was an 11 to 13. So who the fuck did this guy Payne think he was by making this fucking leap and then telling everybody these stories?
In order to give him credit and not assume the worst out of him, you have to assume he was a guy under an immense amount of fucking pressure.
No.
You don't think
so? No.
Okay.
You don't accuse a black man when the perp was white. That takes an awful lot of fucking work to make that kind of mistake.
Yeah. No, I can't argue with you on that one.
No, this motherfucker had to have known what he was doing. And that's part of the Franks hearings, just so you know. That's one of the hurdles you got to overcome. And that's be the issue I would start with. Issue number one, where these policemen knew the whole time that car around the house could not belong to Brian Koberger because his car was a different year. That right there that's a blatant fucking lie when they turn that statement into later determined it could also be. And then the entire document says a similar vehicle. The whole document's a fucking train wreck. I hope she gets her Frank's hearing, and I hope these people get put on the fucking frying pan. And then this case, if the case gets dismissed, just so people realize, he in the future can be charged with this crime. But if this gets it into the court, into a trial, and this information is presented to a jury, I don't give a fuck if you're Jeff H. You're going to have 11 people against you, Jeff. When the FBI gets on the stands and confirms and actually looks at the video and the imagery and tells you why they made it to be an 11-13. Once they do that, this case is over. This is going to get fucked. Kid's going to be acquitted. He could run out and write a book about how he did it and showed you how stupid your justice system is.
That's what I was going to say. That will be the worst fucking thing in the world, right? Is if you fuck this case up, you take it to trial, and a guilty motherfucker walks and lies for it. Yeah.
And that's the point I made a year or so ago. And that's when that stupid John brought me up. My fucking name came out of his fucking riddle. Fucking a clock landed on my mother's mouth. That fucking twit. Okay. I said, I hope he did it and he gets away with it, because these fucking policemen are just about the most back ass, ignorant, lying motherfuckers I've seen in a presentation to a court. Listen, and I am the same loser, fucking piece of shit asshole that I allege them to be if I'm proven wrong. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
Right? It's just sad, man. And I think, you remember in the beginning, I don't know if you remember this, but there's been this problem with the audio connected to the video of that car. And it always bothered me. And I never paid any attention to it, because everybody gets you involved in these innocent or guilty fucking discussions and fucking theories. Right? And it's hard not to get dragged into that. Literally. Even when it comes to Sebastian. Fair enough?
That's fair enough.
Okay. Well, my concern is that, wait a minute. Now thinking about it, like I pointed out, a completely undamaged home. The crime scene had no forced entry in any of these rooms, including the home itself.
Mm-hmm.
That needs to be the prime consideration for your beginning of your investigation. I don't give a fuck if I never been a cop or not. But when you think clearly and you stop trying to determine who did it, or you pick who did it and try to fit the facts to support your fucking thought, then you're left with clear thoughts. You're left with, okay, how did this person get in there? Were they let in? How did they get into each room that has its own individual lock? Locks that we know are used because Dylan used hers that very night. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
How do you connect that car to the crime scene? What evidence is there to connect that vehicle?
Yeah, you don't fucking have any.
What if I had video image of you walking around that time of night? Don't I still need video image or some kind of solid evidence that connects you to that house?
Yeah.
Now, that transfer DNA makes a strong circumstantial case that it was you. If I've got clear video images of you near that house, around that house at those times, like they do that car,
mm-hmm.
then I would say that even though you don't have an image of you going into the home, you do vanish for, 20 minutes and then come back out in front of that very house where the crime was committed. That kind of circumstantial evidence combined with transfer DNA makes a legitimate argument that you were involved in that crime, Cletus.
Yeah.
But none of that exists for Kohlberger.
Right.
None of it.
Yeah. It's almost like, well, okay, we've got the DNA on the sheath, but that only comes after we don't have his fucking car.
Well, it's even worse than that. It's
the fuck.
It's that any crazy story we tell you means it's true because we have transfer DNA. And any DNA is circumstantial. A lot of people don't seem to understand that. It literally is circumstantial evidence. And can become direct evidence based on the evidence, the other collected evidence and circumstances that you are able to derive from that crime scene. Right?
Yeah.
So if you can identify Brian Kohlberger's phone pinging from within that residence, as people have alleged, pinging off of their Wi-Fi, if you can make that connection, then that explains how that makes it almost impossible for the transfer DNA not to have taken place that night, even if Kohlberger can argue he was in that house 4 other times. The problem with it that night is it's on the fucking sheath, which we still don't know. We have no idea whether the murders were committed by a K-bar or not. They've done a whole bunch of things to mindfuck us, and none of us seems to maybe even realize just how mindfucked we are. To talk about the car, to talk about his cell phone, to talk about his pings, to talk about that sheath.
Well, I mean,
Go ahead.
how can we judge ourselves and not hold ourselves to a higher standard when we don't even hold the fucking organization that wrote that
Right.
PCA to a higher standard?
You know, because there's a K-bar knife sheath, is it possible this guy fucking used a different weapon, Cletus?
Is it possible? Sure.
Is it possible that there was no K-bar knife used in this crime?
Absolutely.
Okay. That has to be considered if you're going to be fair-minded.
Yeah.
Their story doesn't make any sense. So it makes so little sense that they themselves tell you that it makes no sense when they ask stupid questions like, of all the video footage and canvassing you did, can any of it identify Brian Kohlberger and the car as belonging to Brian Kohlberger? And when the cop says no, if I were that lawyer, I'd say, then why are we here? And I'd ask for the judge for a closed chambers meeting right away. Why are we here? If all this guy's video footage and all his imagery can't identify Kohlberger and that being Kohlberger's car. If you can't make that, you're making an assumption. Well, there's 22,000 other fucking cars just like it. Right?
Right.
How do you know you don't got one of them? I'm sorry, but when you can't close the door on your reasoning, when you can't make a circle come and the two ends touch, then when the circle's left open, that's not, to me, that's not evidence of any kind. You're asking me to believe or take my faith in what you're saying as what it means.
Well,
and that's go ahead.
The fucking problem is we've become so numb and willing to just go along with it that well more than half of the 5.63 billion fucking morons out here are good with that. That's all they need. Okay, they said that's who did it. They said that's who did it. I don't really give a fuck about the details. He's got to be the guy because he's an incel, because they said so. He's got to be the guy because a knife sheath with transferred DNA was on it at the house because they said so. Just how it is.
Steve W., because he said Balance is well-trained and does quality work, as if he knows it doesn't match what the state claims, which is why Mowry needed to create a visualization. You know, I don't even want to get into the talk about the parents there, because on this particular instance, they're not mentioned in any of the documents. They're coming out and they're grieving people. So, if they were, I don't even know, man. I mean, there's so many people. Look at all the suspects that these fucking YouTubers have created that they can't connect to the crime. Not understanding that there's no way you're going to solve that crime with your cell phone. I mean, that's why I can't listen to that guy Pavarotti. I don't care how convincing his fucking voice is, his demeanor, and the information he puts on the screen. I don't care how true it is that one of these people he's pointing to have this criminal background that has different dates that are kind of surrounded. I don't give a fuck what he shows. Put him in that house. Because you're doing the same thing to that person that's happening to the Kohlberger that you, Mr. Pavarotti, you fucking dick, fucking witted idiot, are claiming he didn't do it based on that evidence. And what are you doing? You're creating a case that's equally as ignorant as against other people. So is everybody else that's saying Saeed did it, the grub truck did it, the fucking dick guy did it. You're all doing the same fucking thing. It's as if you somehow think you're smarter than than the idiots in Moscow. And the fact of the matter is you're either as much of an idiot or greater of an idiot to be mimicking their actions and acting like you're different. You follow me?
Yeah, absolutely.
I see somebody walk into a plate glass wall and slither down to the fucking floor in pain because they broke their fucking teeth. I don't follow them into the fucking glass wall. Do you?
No.
Unbelievable.
It's a fucking crazy world. It is a crazy world.
It's just off the fucking hook crazy. I don't understand how people aren't demanding that fucking police department be investigated, that they answer these questions. How can your police officer make the statements he made on that stand when asked direct questions? He avoided the question. Is the identity of the 14 to 16 Elantra from any of your video footage? Is it from the video footage around the house? And his answer was very fucking unique, this little prick. This is why I'm telling you, you can know when people lie, is when they obfuscate in an answer that should have been fucking simple. It's in the video that we collected. It's in all the, it's in all the video we collected. It's in that video. In the video that we collected. It's in the video around the house that we collected. He never said that. He avoided that answer by saying that it's in the video that we've entered into evidence that you have. Well, that isn't answering the question, you stupid motherfucker. That tells me that you knew when you wrote that. We later determined it includes an 11 to 16. And even if it does include 11 to 16, still show me, Mr. fucking wizard, how that car was connected to the crime scene. Under what evidence do you have that the occupant or occupants of that car committed this crime? What? Oh, you got Koberger's DNA. But you didn't have any of that when you were looking at this car. Fair enough?
Yeah.
You didn't bring him in for questioning, as far as we know. You followed him around. You put cameras out in front of his parents' house. I don't know if you were aware of that. They put cameras on the Koberger's property in Pennsylvania.
No,
so
that.
Yeah. So you're going to tell the public that you guys weren't following him. You didn't know him before the DNA, but yet all of this fucking shit's going on in Pennsylvania. You're following him across the country. You know he was in Indiana. You know he went to a place to eat up there. You got all this fucking. But no, we weren't paying it. We didn't have the guy's name.
Is there a date? Is there a date affiliated to when the footage outside of his parents' house started?
It was around the time that Brian got out there to Idaho, but they don't give the exact.
About
or he got out to Pennsylvania. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, in Pennsylvania. Grant has 5 billion bullshit detectors for sale. The problem with that is that even if you get 5 billion people to get away from the bullshit, you got that 0.63 that are going to corrupt the fucking group all over again. So fuck that shit, Grant. I want 5.63 billion bullshit detectors. I don't want any. Okay. Please.
Oh fuck.
What is it with these half fucking efforts?
I don't know.
The 7 P's. You know what the 7 P's are, right?
What? Educate us.
Well, the 7 P's of life. You don't know what they are?
Educate us.
You've lived all of this life and all of this time, and you don't know what they are?
Are you going to sit here and continue to ridicule?
Well, I feel a little bit sad that I have to share it to a full fucking head-on adult that looks like Bigfoot. Prior proper planning prevents piss poor performance. It's not that fucking complicated. Cletus?
No, it's not. It's not that complicated, is it?
I'm sure Clue knew.
Did you know?
Didn't know that.
She did know that. Well, there
See?
you go.
See?
Hey.
I'm not a genius after all. Poor Clue.
What a great fucking sideways comment that was. That was like a fucking, yeah, that was good. I like what you did there.
That's fucking epic, right? Oh my God.
She just looked at me with her eyes fucking like, yeah, fuck you.
Fuck you, motherfucker. I will crush you.
Well, you won't be doing that.
You might be fast, but you got to get out the door first, motherfucker.
Oh, fuck.
Holy Christ. So some of the observations that I've been able to observe and questions I've been able to put forward on some of these things are just, I missed them for a long time. And it's because I get caught up in the same horseshit other people get caught up in. It's not like anybody can be immune to it when we all live in the same box. And everywhere you go, like today, everybody wanted to talk about who do I think did it. That fucking 12 gauge was in here. Who do you think did it? Who do you think did it? I was going to yell Mr. Potato Head and you should hide, but I didn't. I love that guy. I mean 12 gauge, not Mr. Potato Head.
Oh.
I don't know. They want to get into this debate of who did it. Who did it? It's not my job to determine who did it. If you think that there's still a who did it, then clearly the police and fucking prosecution and that fucking government over there didn't do their job well enough, and you should be concerned, right?
No, I agree.
Oh, so if I can't prove who else did it, then that means fucking Brian had to be the perp. I mean, that's, man, I'm telling you, that's just, it's so sad, man. I'm going to have to look that up while we're on the air here. I'm going to give people credit. I'm going to look to see what is the average. I could probably just ask Clue. She would know. What is the average IQ? Oh, boy, it doesn't look good.
Say it's probably not high.
Oh, boy. Yeah, does anybody in the chat room know what the boy, it's pretty bad. It's 70 to 110. They're saying 70 to 130, but there's no average when you get that big of a spread. They're saying about 90 is about the average. I guess that's okay.
No, it tracks.
I'll tell you what. I'm not going to argue dick size, but I will argue fucking intelligence size. Bring it.
I wonder if you can look up historical data on that. Like, what was it in 1924?
Oh, I don't even know. Did they even have that test back
That's
then?
what I was about to say. I don't even know when they developed that test. So,
yeah, and that test is actually, I mean, go have the fucking Aborigines in the fucking forest in the middle of fucking somewhere, which is nowhere based on what we consider somewhere. Go do their IQ test. See how well you fucking score there.
1905.
Right?
So
I mean,
the health desk informed me that it was 1905 that they developed that test. So there you go.
Yeah, and it's a test based on modern understandings or modern views or modern things that people deal with every day. I mean, but again, if you take that to some fucking tribe in the middle of a fucking Amazon, they're going to ask you shit that you would have no idea. How do you find your way out of the woods? They probably know exactly how to find their fucking ways out of the woods, and they don't even need to see the sun to do it. Right? They got to have answers to shit you and I don't even fucking comprehend. Like, oh, how'd they build the pyramids? I mean, we're fucking so educated, we don't even understand how they built the pyramids. To me, it's pretty fucking simple. But, you know, it is what it is. It's just everything that they look back on that they can't understand. And yeah, I suspect most of those fucking archaeologists and other people are, you want to play in the dirt. I don't suspect you got an IQ of 160 or 170. I think it's closer to 60 or 70 if that's your fucking life goal. I mean, have at it, man. Dig. Right? No one ever blamed a farmer for being a genius. So go ahead, be an archaeologist, you fucking twit. Who knows, Cletus? We live in a very, 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 very fucked up time.
We do.
It seems as if this were an insane asylum and the patients run it.
Yeah.
Right? What did Twizzle say?
Google seems to have developed the fucking new asylum we call the internet. Well, we call YouTube specifically.
Right. Fucking internet.
We were talking today about about Twitter, and Clue was like, she was like, I would be fucking no good on Twitter. I'm like, yeah, you wouldn't be. I'm like, because it's basically like YouTube without the fucking videos. From what
I do pretty good over there on Twitter. I got as many followers there as we do in here.
We have breaking news. A new study of human intelligence presents a narrative that may surprise the general public. American IQs rose dramatically over the past century, and now they seem to be falling.
No.
Look,
say it ain't so.
I'm telling you.
My buddy Frank was up here in the chat room on X. Welcome. I call him Frank Elefante. I'm not going to tell you his real last name, but it definitely isn't Elefante. But because of his age, and it's his age is a larger number than most everybody's IQ on the fucking internet. How you like that math? Okay. And I can promise you he's nowhere near 100. So I don't know why he didn't coin that name years ago, because he does happen to have, and he was always an elephant trainer, and he should have changed his last name to Elefante. You know, that would just be that would be spectacular. Franklin Elefante and his elephant show. What say you, Cletus?
Yeah, I think it's a great name.
You know, but you know, it is what it is. I don't know if he's in the chat room anymore. Yeah, we live in very spectacular times, and now all of our IQs are dropping back. As our brain shrinks, our waist grows. Was there a
Our-
connection there, Cletus?
Our IQs are declining, and the price of private intelligence agencies is increasing. How about that?
There you go. Delafonte. See, somebody knows Mark and Betty. They're from. Don't they have their own show, Mark and Betty? Don't they have their own stream?
I don't know. Maybe.
Isn't there a couple, the husband and wife, that sit in a chair, and the husband's a guilter, and the wife doesn't know what's going on?
I honestly don't know.
They're nice people.
I haven't watched the Idaho 4 streams in a long time.
There was another streamer that was out there, and the chick was smoking hot, and I think that was her brother. I don't think that was her husband with her. Truth Riot or something like that. Are they still out there?
I don't know.
I haven't seen them in quite a long time, but she's definitely a very good-looking woman on there. Unlike my co-host, you know.
No, I'm not a very good-looking woman.
No. That we can confirm. Can't confirm, right?
He said we can't confirm, right?
There was somebody out here earlier that was they posted a little video about Drip Drop, and everybody's in there defending. He's entertaining. They actually showed that what kind of a fucking, the guy's got less than Jello in his fucking head, and everybody in the comment section is attacking the person that posted the truth. Well, we don't take him seriously. So you involved yourself listening to a guy tell stories about a quadruple fucking homicide where 4 young people were massacred. And the comments that he makes according to this crime, you find entertaining? Wow.
No, that's what the internet is. That's what the true crime genre is. I mean, it is. I mean, let's fucking be real. That is what it is. There's no fucking way that it's not here for entertainment or has become here for entertainment. That's why people fucking watch. That's why people create fucking titles and thumbnails making claims or insinuating claims that absolutely they cannot fucking back up, and there is not extreme fucking outrage or mass exodus from the channels, because at the end of the day, people fucking want to be entertained.
They do, and I don't object to that at all.
No,
I think, but again, you live in a world that's fucked up from the floor up, and this may not be the correct time in history to want to be entertained. But who am I to? It's just my view of it. I think entertainment should be a part of every life and every existence. Even, God forbid, if you were in a fucking Nazi prison camp during the fucking World War II, you had to keep your fucking humor with you, no? And so I think that entertainment and humor are crucial to the existence of humans, but I think in some situations you don't want to make humor of people being carried off to the gas chamber. No.
Right.
Like when I was in that funeral parlor and the guy's ashes were up there and it was 110 fucking degrees next to his ashes and 50 degrees anywhere else. I wasn't making fun of him. I was making an observation. It seemed to be very accurate.
No, I mean, if you want humor on the fucking internet, go watch the general manager of $500,000 private intelligence agency say the dumbest shit in the fucking world and get triggered on fucking X. That shit is fucking priceless.
Why is everything at night with these people?
I suspect it's because, like I said, one of the people involved's name is Nick, and Nick at Night was a popular show back in the day, so it's not that hard to come to that conclusion, or at least theory.
But hung at night,
hey,
Nick at Night, wasn't that a comedy show?
It was a show on Nickelodeon or a series. I don't know. I didn't get fucking.
Let me just look before. Nick at Night. What the fuck was it? It's like a Nickelodeon channel that airs in the late evening. Is it a show about a family?
No, it's for adult. They put the adult show on at nighttime.
No.
Like Bewitched and what?
Nick at Night debuts. I don't know what it was. So Nick at Night is an American nighttime programming block on the basic cable channel Nickelodeon. And okay, but so it's a ridiculous fucking name. How would you want to garner business with a name like that? I mean, where's the intelligence in that? That your naming should have some basic intelligence, or at least an impressive name, like like a British fucking title or something, you know?
Well, I guess you don't really have to worry about your name when you affiliate with the world-renowned Dog the Bounty Hunter, who can't even get your client's fucking name right on national television.
If that guy Doug the Bounty Hunter had a family crest, it would be a fucking cratered, pimpled fucking platter. Is what it would be. That's one ugly motherfucker right there. Okay, and I don't think I could trust an ugly motherfucker like that. Right? They're always going to try to compensate for just how ugly they are, and I don't want to have any fucking part of that. Right? I'm sorry. He's a bounty hunter. Because criminals are so fucking smart. Boy, he proves that point, doesn't he?
Well, and the funniest part is he can't even be a bounty hunter because he's a felon. So he can't be a bounty hunter. But his name is Dog the Bounty Hunter. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking? But the fucked up part is, right? You've got a guy who has a name that he can never fucking be, right? But this private intelligence agency uses him for national attention because 5.63 billion of us are so fucking stupid that we can't realize the problem with that.
I never even looked or realized the guy was a felon that couldn't hold the license to be a bounty hunter.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Listen, I have a company moniker and name that I use to advertise, and the services that my companies offer, I can't do any of that work. Not because I'm a convicted felon. That's not it at all. I just can't.
Yeah.
Right? Be like asking me to go fix the fucking plane on the tarmac. It's got an engine problem. I know how jet engines work. Don't send me out there to fix it. Just saying. But that doesn't mean I can't own an airline.
Right.
So maybe he has an investigative company or a bounty hunter company. And I don't know. Why can't he name his company Doug the Bounty Hunter? Apparently you can, right? But not be a bounty hunter.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, a lot of just weird and wild and wacky fucking world, man. It's just, it's crazy.
Poor Grant is telling us he's losing bullshit detectors because I think maybe I trashed on him a little bit. I didn't mean to take money out of the guy's pocket. But let me ask, what kind of family crest does Hung at Night have?
I have no idea.
Rice and fucking chopsticks? What? I don't even know. I can't figure everything out, but for fuck's sakes, I don't even know what the fuck these people, what are they squinting at? That's always kind of been a question I can't get an answer to. I mean, does he squint at night or do his eyes go round? Does anybody know how that works with this Nung Hung Hung at night? Uh-oh.
What?
Oh, you got quiet.
No, I'm here.
Dog Sarge. I couldn't be a fucking sergeant in anything. Sergeant Friday is go ahead.
They're saying dog, not Doug.
Oh, his name is Dog. Dog the Bounty Hunter?
Yeah, you never fucking heard of Dog the Bounty Hunter?
I thought his name was Doug. No, I never. Listen, I told you, people that fucking ugly, I give no attention to. None. God forbid if you're the one at the fucking cashier when I got to go through your line, you're going to have a cart of fucking goods sitting in the fucking aisle and someone walking away. I will have no part of that kind of ugly. No. I'm a very shallow man. I'm sorry. But that's just too obvious. You know they're going to overcompensate in some way, shape, or form, and I just don't want to be a part of it. Live your life, I'll live mine. Independently of that.
At least he's still prettier than Betty.
Well, I don't know about that. That dude looks like he's wrestled with fucking acne and lost. I mean, he's a big guy. Looks like he's lifted weights and shit. But if you can't beat up a pimple, there's something happening there that's questionable. He's one ugly motherfucker, and his name is Dog, huh? What kind of a name is that? I bet you the company's in some girl's name or something. Has he got a wife? Oh, he dumped. The fuck Cletus fled. He ran. He ran for the hills. I don't know. I thought his name was Doug. Because again, I don't pay no attention to idiots like that. Dog. That makes it even worse. Let me just say that if you guys want to argue levels of intelligence, my reaction, my response and statement surrounding that fucking twit shows a level of intelligence most of you lack. All you fucking know his name is dog. How could you pay attention to a human being like that? I don't understand. It's like somebody running around that's on fire screaming, give me a lighter, give me a lighter. I'd be the only asshole there with a fire extinguisher. What the fuck is happening to this planet? Well, there are airplanes and ships, Gray Pearl. I mean, people can leave the island, but unfucking believable the amount of people that we allow amuse us. It's like I didn't like WWF, WWE. I didn't like any of that stuff. I realized it was fake when I was little and didn't want to watch it. To me, combat sports are combat sports. Mano y mano. And you could do tag teams and stuff, that's fine. But, you know, I don't know. You kick a guy in the face and you got a size 15 fucking foot and you weigh 300 pounds and you kick some dude in the face and don't draw blood. Even as a little one, I could see that was fake. And I never liked it. And to this day, I don't like it. Doug was a cartoon, Nickelodeon in the early eyes. Yeah, well, I don't know. There's so many people out here and they're talking all this kind of crazy shit and people just let it go. They don't, I don't know. There's like no hunger to know the truth. Wanted felons should have a hard time reserving plane tickets, but what do I know? No. Depends on if they're a wanted felon, you might have a point. At least a YouTube channel that don't beat around the bush was best friend. She was a widow. Heather Fisher. I don't know who that is. I'm not talking about a prison member. Oh, the land on the land. I suppose you'd have difficulty getting on airplanes, but I don't know if that was always the case. And I want to know why I even need to show you my motherfucking ID to get on a plane when you just let all these people across the border. I don't understand. I just don't understand. I mean, you're trying to secure the country and you're taking it on the actual fucking living, born, breathing fucking citizens, not the fucking people sneaking in. We live in a very fucked up time and we've allowed ourselves to accept these fucking things. You wouldn't have that airport security if you had fucking 10, 20, 30 million people online fucking saying, fuck you, we ain't doing it. And more people joining in, right? The bounty hunter, new girlfriend. Oh, God, who even cares? What did Miss W say? That's why he grew. Who grows when they're talking there, Mrs. W? That's why he grows when he is talking. I don't know who that is, but all right. Had a reality show. Yeah, there just isn't. It's crazy. Screw that bounty hunter fucking, that one ugly motherfucker, boy. Good God. Imagine that. I don't even, I mean, it's I guess it's not his fault, but Jesus. Pain grows when he testifies. Oh. Growers and showers. Yeah, here we go again. Growers and showers. So yeah, I had an interesting stream earlier, and I just don't. It doesn't compute to me that we're going to determine who the killer is there, Pavarotti and fucking all you other fucking twits out there doing it, and that includes like 99 fucking percent of them. I really want to get answers to the questions about the allegations against the accused. That seems like a fucking reasonable perspective. But, who am I to say? That might just be because I'm crazy. I got a low IQ, I'm fat, I got no dick, and I'm broke. Could be a combination of all of them and any of the above. I don't know. I bet Cletus is growing right now. He left in a hurry. He probably had to run out the door from that little crack I took against his some one day maybe could be possible wife. You never know. You know. I don't, Heather. Oh, I should be looking at this on YouTube. I'd be able to see the smiley faces and stuff. I got 2 cats and 1 dog in my lap here, Sarge, and I'm still here. Well, there you go. You got a big ass lap. You might want to look at fucking Slim Fast, but that's just, it's none of my business. I listened to Truth and Transparency a little bit lately, and I listened to her a little bit today, and I went into Dago's, couldn't make sense of really what was going on. I wasn't in there long. I went into the premiere there that 12 Gauge had, and that's what I do, folks, if I'm bored. And then today I did a live stream because I had put ribs in my fucking slow cooker, which I really call a crock pot. And I had to cook them things for at least 5 hours. And I needed to burn up that time because I was anxious to eat more ribs. Man, was I anxious. And so I decided to do a live stream for a couple hours, and that got me through the fucking anxiety of having to wait for my ribs to cook. Look at that. So I put together a YouTube stream to reduce my anxiety and cooking time. They were awesome. They were spectacular. They were fantastic. I'm probably going to have a couple of more fucking bites, a couple of more bites before I go to bed. Cletus came back. Any old fool can see there is something musical. I don't know what the hell you're saying. Yeah. Yeah. Carl got it. What did Carl get? Carl got something. Carl, they're claiming hit the damn like button is what Carl said. I don't even know how many people on here have actually hit the like button. I got to refresh my browser because I have a browser. Lots of people out here are brown nosers, brown noses. Let me see. So I've got 54 likes with 83 watching. No description has been added to this video. Seth Rogers hung at night. Sebastian Rogers and the Idaho 4 and the wildfires. Look at them wildfires. Imagine a state that has fire hydrants that have no water there. That's an incredible fucking accomplishment. I mean, I got to say congratulations to the state of California. You guys have fucking lowered the IQ of an entire state by about 40 fucking points. Fire hydrants with no fucking water. You got to be kidding me. You're directing rivers to drain into the fucking ocean rather than fucking drain down to where people can use the water. And finally now people realize how fucking significant that is. What kind of you got unfucking tapped farmland. The best farmland the earth knows. Unwatered. You got houses jumping. The idea that these wire fires are random is insane to me. But it is what it is. I don't want to become a conspirator with conspiracy theories, right? Oh, man. We just need to hold the people that are in government accountable to their limits. Today I told you guys that. So I got a letter from the IRS. Don't I call there today and they tell me the IRS is closed for the holiday? Are you how the fuck could that be? Yeah, they erupted from fireworks a fucking 10 days ago. That's fucking wonderful. Not to take it to sad town, I recommend you listen to Sergeant Friday's message to Sebastian. You'll cry, no doubt. Truth Seeker. I don't even see. Is Truth Seeker in here? Yeah, I got to rewind and hear your take on it. Seth, I didn't really get too much into Seth. I just think that the guy's not really doing much to help find his son. It's my personal observation from the things I've seen. He's associated with people that really, if keeping the narrative in the public is your goal, I guess being a fucking idiot is one way. That's one way to do it. Right? It is what it is. If that's the guy's goal to keep his kid, I don't know. You're only keeping it to the YouTube community that follows true crime. This isn't. It's not sure. Whatever you're doing is not showing up on national TV. It's just not. The message isn't carrying beyond the fucking the few 100,000 people that have come across or have any interest in the young man, your son, that went missing. You did have people that were trying to put billboards up all over the country, and those people became your enemy. And that in no way, shape, or form helps the fucking search for your child, you fucking twit. And then the people that are out there stirring shit and making false accusations and coming up with these conspiracy theories and calling everybody fucking names like that fucking butthole Betty with fucking 2 tits that sag in 3 different fucking places. That's your friend, you fucking idiot. Unbelievable. I hope your son's alive and he comes out of the fucking woods and gives you a good fucking smack in the head. Right? Comes here, I was here the whole time. You stupid motherfuckers, and go give everybody a crack in the fucking head. How many thousands of hours did you spend on the internet while I was right over here? That would be an awesome end to this fucking mystery. Seth Rogers discovered. Here, he's live on camera. Sebastian, what do you got to say? Crack that fucking reporter in the head, too. Give him a one-handed applause. I was here the whole time, you fuckers. Yeah, it's tragic. The wildfires, another fucking tragedy, but it's consistent. That's what how California rolls. You got all these criminals, these fucking illegal immigrants, these fucking drug problems, these fucking people with mental illness and crime fucking problems and depression and derangement. Those aren't the issue. You created that issue. But it's never them. The problem is the tax-paying, the guy that gets up and goes to work every fucking day. The woman that gets up every fucking day and raises her kids and or goes to work and or does it all on her own. That person's your fucking problem. And we sit back and we take it. We sit back, and when they tell us that someone turning off their phone connects them to a fucking quadruple homicide, and that person happens to be a person just like fucking you, gets up every day, goes to school every day, does his duties, is even a fucking teacher, he's in some fucking special high-end program, blah, blah. But that guy turned off his phone, makes him a fucking suspect, and then the accused in a quadruple homicide. That guy, because he owns a similar vehicle to the vehicle that was driving around that house, that similar vehicle makes that guy, this fucking law-abiding fucking citizen. It makes that fucking guy, you and me, that's who we are. We're Brian Kohlberger. That fucking bullshit story they put in the PCA. Imagine them doing that to you or your kids. I wish they'd try to pull that shit on me. I ain't fucking having it. I'm not fucking having it at all. Okay? It's absolutely insane. And none of us should have it. None of us should be even asking about who did it at this point. We should be asking who hired these motherfuckers. Who promoted you? Okay? Because the stupidity goes much higher than fucking Officer Payne. Okay? It goes much higher than the magistrate that signed the warrant. This isn't 1 or 2 stupid people getting away with something. This is a whole fucking conundrum of fucking stupid people and or ignorant people and or corrupt people, knowingly or unknowingly. And here we go. I don't think it's a conspiracy between intelligent people making intelligent decisions to carry out a task. I don't think you're looking at that at all. I think you're looking at the system exposed bare. This is the kind of quality fucking investigating you get from local police forces around the country. This is what you're seeing. But let's not pay attention to that, because, that same group of people's telling you this kid did it, so they must have some reason to accuse him. And we live in a day and age where the accusation is enough to destroy people. And that's all it takes. It's accusations. Accuse people of something. Accuse them over and over again. Get the media to help you accuse these people. Convince the world Brian Kohlberger's 12 previous trips were stalking. Get fucking book writers and other jerk-off fucking news media people and ex-FBI agents named fucking cum dumpster or, coffin doffer. That stupid fucking raggled fucking hag. Jesus, the best she had to offer was fucking the FBI agents took it out on her. And she's now deteriorating into the Wicked Witch of the fucking East. I honestly think that whole thing with the Wicked Witch, the mean witch, was the fucking one that came down in the bubble. That was the Wicked Witch, not the one that landed under the fucking house. How many of you see it that way? Huh? Think about that for a minute. Who was the evil witch in The Wizard of Oz? Was it that fucking lady with the flying monkeys and the broom? Was it her? Or was it the fucking one that was all pretty and fucking floated around in a bubble? And I tell you, it was the woman in the bubble that was the fucking problem. That little girl didn't have to do all of that, instigate all that trouble, cause all that fucking chaos. She could have told her the minute she met her, just click your heels together 3 times and you could go home. She could have told her that in the beginning, but no. She's got to play fucking stupid and look at the fucking shit that little girl had to go through to find her way home. We live in some fucked up times. Probably one in the South that she never spoke. I don't watch Wicked. I don't. I actually, believe it or not, I love British humor. I do like British TV shows. After all, I am English, Irish, and Italian. And I do enjoy, I come off as Italian, obviously. That's the most pronounced part of my personality, but intellectually, I do enjoy the British, and I enjoy their humor and things. All the state has all their girls laying in the weeds. Yeah. We also agree that MJ was a perfect patsy for Hollywood. Dirty little secret. I think so. Right? I also think that OJ is innocent. I actually think that based on the evidence that I saw and reviewed and the information I was able to see, and I honestly do think that OJ Simpson did not kill those 2 people, his ex-wife and that waiter. They targeted him because he was coming out with info against the execs. See, I don't buy into any of that. Again, too, I won't ascribe guilt to these people. The most you can ascribe to these people are just the same guilt you can ascribe to all these police departments. There's always something fucked up going on in these agencies. And it could be the DMV. Look at the stupidity that takes place in the DMV. And I'm going to say to you that it's because of the DMV and other agencies, whether it be the fucking phone company or it be the electric company or it be grocery stores or customer service. Every single time I come into contact with them, it's always some big fucking ugly person, and it never ends well. Therefore, I avoid them because I have a history of it never ending well around people like that. Could that be my fault? Certainly. But nonetheless, it ain't my fault no more when I avoid people like that. So there you go. I'm willing to fucking fix things. Tell me more. If not OJ, then who? Yeah, Gray Pearl. Exactly. His 17-year-old son at the time. The schizophrenic son that had been arrested numerous times for acting out violently. Actually against Nicole herself as well. That's what I understand to be a facts. That there is a history of that. And that's why I say that man did what any father would do, I suspect. If you love your kids and you don't know what to do for your kid, what do? You can't undo what your kid did. Right? Would you go that far for your children? And honestly, to be very honest with you folks, prior to that crime, O.J. Simpson was the most beloved fucking football player ever. Not just because he broke all of those records, but he was legitimately beloved because of his personality and his demeanor and his charm and he was generally a very, very good person. Right? He was the best fucking halfback in the history of the NFL, and he got on movies that made fun of him, and he had fun with it. He wasn't an egotistical maniac. He wasn't arrogant. He wasn't any of those things. So I don't know. You know, at this point, OJ didn't do it. Why didn't he do it? Because the jury said he didn't do it. What was the reason for them doing it? It's none of my business. I wasn't on the jury. Yeah, but these are crimes. He committed one other crime against his own fucking memorabilia that had been stolen from him. Right? And the argument wasn't that was stolen memorabilia that he was coming to recover. The argument was that he should have called the police and done it differently, and I agree with that. But you're right, Twizzlestick. He did. And then that got all blown out of proportion. It was that crime that gave him a severe punishment. And I believe had he never been charged with the murders of his wife, that particular crime that you're pointing out, he never would have got that kind of a sentence from it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that is, Great Pearl. I don't want to see kids in containers being trafficked, but let's see what she presented here. You know, we present different things when made available, or when your host decides he should. That's a European country. In all fairness, hang on. Man, little girl, I don't want to see that. But I want you to know what they're showing in that video is European. And that happens in Europe a lot, just as well as it does here. For whatever reason, the Western nations have become the biggest fucking traffickers, sex traffickers and kidnappers and fucking rapists and organ fucking harvesters the world has ever seen. Yeah, I'm not playing it on the stream. But what I did see shows me Europeans. Western Europe is what that's showing in my estimation from the little bit that I saw. 20 people can't figure out how to hit the like button. Don't worry about it. I'm not out here for fucking fame and glory. I'm an acquired taste, and even then it probably still doesn't taste good listening to half the shit I say. Although I do uniquely connect dots and make fun of people in unique ways that others have yet to ever do. So I will take credit for that. And I'll be proud of myself for that. It's fucking epic. Yeah, there's someone out there saying they were originally looking for a 19 to 23 Sentra expert who decided it was an 11 to 13 Elantra. There's somebody put a video out there about that. So I don't know. I don't know, and I have no way to know if they were looking for a 19 to 23 Sentra. No idea. My uncle is a retired homeland. Majority of his career was in Oregon. Yeah, and you know something? I think a lot of these people, a lot of these officers, and a lot of these agencies are qualified, good people that are being managed by a bunch of fucking dickheads that pay attention to politics. I don't particularly do I agree with the governor telling police to do things that violate the fucking constitutional freedoms that they're not supposed to cross, and their argument is it's a health issue. Now, if they have the power to do that, right? Then they better have irrefutable fucking evidence that power was exercised appropriately. And I think that argument falls flat on its face when you look at the actual facts surrounding when and why they did what they did. And yet these people that are good people, that are decent people, they were fired from their jobs. They were not allowed to work if they didn't do what the government was telling them to do. And if the government wasn't telling you, the government convinced companies to do it to you. I don't think an employer has the right to know whether you've done or not done something with your health under any circumstances, even a fucking epidemic or pandemic. It's a pandemic, whatever the fuck you want to label it. What I do to deal with it, you know what else is funny? And I said this in the very, very beginning. I said that in the very beginning that if you smoked, you probably will not fucking catch any of that fucking illness. Now there's scientific research that shows that virus attacks a part of a cell that actually attracts nicotine. Nicotine from a cigarette or nicotine from any source interacts with a cell in your body in a way that that particular illness mimicked. And that smokers were therefore less likely to be infected or have any strong effects from it. It's also shown that in certain doses, nicotine can be effective against certain types of cancer. That's what I mean about how we're all fucked up and we all been lied to the point where that Rockefeller's fucking need for money, that piece of fucking shit, and he created petrochemicals. Not to say that petrochemicals don't play a role and aren't important. I will not make that statement, but to be the only source of fucking pharmaceuticals, no, I think that's just fucking insane. To be what's taught, I think that's fucking insane. I think that we've got like Einstein's theory of relativity, to think that that's all correct and that's immutable and it can never be changed. I think that's just insane. I think a lot of things that we're taught are just insane. They prevent you from thinking. They literally prevent you from thinking. Here, this is the way things are. This is the way you have to accept them. This is all the information you're ever going to get. Let's go to something else. right? Or it's like in the Koberger case, as an example, in comparison to some of these scientific theories. In the Koberger case, they're telling you Koberger did it. They're telling you that what he did is proof that he did it. And you're supposed to now argue as to back and forth whether he did it or not. Not their work. Don't pay attention to the fucking information being provided by those that collected it. Don't even pay attention to them. Pay attention to their interpretation of what they're showing you and then argue it. Argue amongst yourselves. But don't ever fucking look at the people that are providing the information. Because, the old adage is, don't shoot the messenger. Well, I'm sorry, but sometimes the messengers are strapped with fucking bombs. Sometimes the messengers are put in your fucking path as disinformation. So, there's a reason why messengers often get fucking shot, folks, because there's a history of them messengers being not good people. So, go drink 2 gallons of water and see how long you fucking live. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm not suggesting you do that, but 2 gallons of water can be fatal to a human being. Huh. Now, you know what I did earlier just before the stream? Who investigated HT prior to DHS? But whatever that was, he worked for them way prior to 9/11. I remember when it was 10/11 and he was in a wedding in Maryland. I don't know what that's all about, but what was I going to say? Oh, earlier, yeah. So recently I bought some stuff that allows you to make a gallon of fruit punch, a gallon of fucking orange, a gallon of fucking lemonade, whatever. And I never really did any of that before, but I always buy gallons of milk, always. I go through a gallon of milk a week on my own easily. Love milk. Anyway, I obviously cleaned one out and started using that to mix a gallon of, I mixed a gallon of lemonade today. And I put it in the milk container that was cleaned out. So I got about a quarter of a glass of lemonade, and I figure I'll fill the cup up before I come to the fucking show. And you guys know what I did, right? I go to the refrigerator, and without even looking, I reach in, I grab a container, a gallon container, and pour it into the fucking lemonade. The kitchen, there were no lights on. And here, come to find out, I'm pouring milk into the lemonade. Yeah. Exactly. So I had to dump that out, wash the glass out, and start over. There's one less portion of milk for cereal that I'm going to have out of this gallon. It went down the drain with lemonade. Yeah. I didn't try tasting it. I thought maybe that might not be a bad combination, but I decided I better not do that. You just never know, folks. What's up, what's down, and what's all around. Let me get private at night off the screen. I can't look at that fucking nonsense. How about this? That might be a moniker that he can fucking hijack and start using with his intelligence agency, right? Knowledge without power, knowledge without action is a prison. Let me refresh, see if it shows up here on the tube of views. I've been getting half a dozen or so people watching on fucking on Rumble. I find it very awesome that there's anybody on Rumble at all, because I've run that stream on Rumble forever. I got 25 followers there. Ooh, 25 followers. I got 46 followers and 46 viewers there, and 80 people on fucking YouTube, which is shocking to me. I can't believe I got 80 people on YouTube. I think I'm doing better than Dago lately. Dago! I think I'm doing better than 12 Gauge, and he's got like 3 times more followers than me. 12 Gauge. Add some 7-Up and I'll be close to Italian soda. 7-Up and milk? Oh, but hell no. What is that? Discombobulated constification. I plan on getting back on Rumble to watch stuff, but I'm tired of logging in. Yeah, I don't have a problem logging into it, but I'm just perplexed. I live in a constant state of being perplexed. I don't know. I don't know. You get a flat tire, you don't drive your car to the service station. on a fucking flat tire. You call a service vehicle to come and fix that tire on the road or to bring your vehicle to a place to fix it. And the reason you would do that, folks, is pretty obvious. You could destroy the rim, destroy the brakes, destroy the front end parts, body parts by driving on a flat tire. So the offsetting cost of being an idiot would be simply avoided if you did what you were supposed to do. And it's not that it doesn't take a fucking rocket scientist to know that if you got a flat tire, if you're unable to change it or don't know how to change it, you know, you call for help. You don't just keep driving your fucking car. But that to me is like the internet. People just keep driving a car. Hunger Strike was written and produced by Chris Cottle. I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about. Gray Pearl, you're way off the topic, and I have no topic, but I would entertain any topic out there, you know. Let's see here. So let's see, who's this? I can bring you in from here. Carl left before he left too soon. Right? Because I could have put Miss W up there and he would have had a blonde to look at. He did that last night. He stayed in here looking at that blonde girl's picture and then eventually was like, I got to go to bed. And we're wondering, yeah, what's that all about, Carl? You fucking freak. You're talking to Denise about Denise. How does one lose a whole child in a locked house? Well, you know, that is fucking the question to be asked, isn't it? That is a perplexing fucking question. Giggy, Gigi, whoever it might be. Yeah, Gigi is not attractive as a blonde. Gigi looks to be like a fucking poodle or no, a beagle or something. You wrecked my screen with that image. Poor Carl. Carl went to bed. He didn't get any blonde views while he was here, though. Poor Carl. Everybody just picks on Carl. I don't know why. Miss W. She's part of the Bush Coalition. Miss W. W. Bush. See, Carl likes her because she's blonde. Carl likes them bottle blondes. It's a big thing in his life. I suspect, you know, it's probably lucky for him he doesn't have eyes on his hand. He'd be blind. I still want you guys to figure out how to get your Alexa to say my balls itch, okay? Oh my God. If you can't figure out how to get Alexa to tell you my balls itch, then stop trying to solve crimes on the internet. Leave it alone. Walk away. Move on. Find a new hobby. Okay? Do something else. Go golf or something. Right? Poor Carl. Leave Carl alone. I mean, I don't know. What do you people do during the day? Do you try to outwit your fucking Alexa like I do? Because it can be done. Oh, it's insane. I wonder if I could turn it up loud enough for people to hear it. Hang on one second. Let's see if this microphone will actually pick this up. I'm going to go crank up my Alexa and see if my Alexa will say that for you, for your amusement. And obviously for mine, mostly mine. We want to be honest, mostly for my amusement. Let's see how it works out.
The time is 4:44 p.m. The time is 10:44 p.m.
Computer, please find it. Computer, what time is it?
It's 10:44 p.m.
Computer, maximum volume. Computer, what temperature is it outside?
Right now, it's 18 degrees. Tonight, expect a low of 16 degrees.
Computer, my balls itch.
I heard my balls itch.
Computer. Computer. Computer.
I heard my balls itch.
I hope that came. Did that come through? Did you guys hear that? That's just some stupid shit, right? Oh man, I guarantee they're going to reprogram that fucking machine to prevent that from happening anywhere else. Oh my god, I didn't see that. But yeah, I'm glad you guys were able to share that with me. When your Alexa tells you my balls itch, you got a fucking problem. I might have a transgendered Alexa. I could have the only one in the country. It might debunk the idea that you can't be born that way. I don't know. Apparently Alexa's got a dick. I can literally get Alexa to say many, many, many fucking things. I'm like an Alexa savant, if there's such a thing. Maybe I just ought to nominate myself as an Alexa savant. Unfucking believable. I can't believe you guys picked it up on this microphone. That's pretty awesome. Although I did pay quite a bit of money for this mic. It's supposed to block out background noise, but yeah, that's pretty fucking awesome. So there you folks go. I promise you the entertainment from this channel tonight is unfucking matched by any other channel out there. You know? Alexa's just as lost as me, according to somebody there. Oh my God. No manners in here and no respect for the father of a missing child. Well, no, I don't know that you respect somebody just because of a situation, right? You don't see me. I'm talking about the actions that he's taking or the bullshit that he's engaging in on the internet. I don't think that that's being rude. I think that more people should point that out to him. I think that if people really were concerned about manners and respect, they would help a person like that not make an utter fucking fool of themselves and hang around and engage with jerk-offs that are looking for clicks off the back of his missing fucking son. I think someone that would make a statement like that, okay, right? That's got to be that two-titted bitch with three sags, right? You have no the fuck idea what manners are. You have no idea what being real is. You have no idea what being fucking correct is. None. It's fucking ridiculous what he's doing. The people he's dragging in around the aspect of his own missing child. He'd be better off wandering out in the fucking woods in a different state that has no connection to where the kid went missing. He might have more of a chance finding his son that way than doing what he's doing. Don't get me started. It's fucking bullshit. And all you people encouraging him and swamping around him and fucking playing this fucking dick game so you could get clicks on your channel, you fucking destitute pieces of shit. Fuck all of you. Fucking losers. I mean, that's what I mean. I don't put there's 5.62 billion morons up there lightly. Okay? There's no way to dispute that fucking fact. Fucking thing is, this place, fucking social media is full of fucking morons. The world's falling apart. And you got some fucking fat bastard following around some guy named Dog in some jerk off investigative fucking place. Something called, I don't even know what it's called. At night. And you got some fucking guy named Tony. I'm a spokesman for families. What the fuck? Really? Really? I'm supposed to respect the father that behaves like that? No. Just because you can make a child don't make you respectable. Let's be clear here. The fuck kind of noise was that for someone to say in my chat room? That must have been that fucking fat ass butthole fucking Betty. Right? Unreal. Fucking respect him. He needs to respect himself first. Respect yourself first and foremost. Do what's best for you first and foremost. Do what's right for you first and foremost. And you'll get that back and from the world tenfold. Always. Right? And not fucking doing listen, I wish I saved a text message. One of a woman that I was hanging out with for quite a long period of time. And we're not talking about a week or a month. We're talking over the last few years. Sent me a text message on Monday morning that it's great that there's it's been one of the fun things, a great thing, but all good things need to come to an end. And I don't think that I'm gonna be able to go forward anymore and continue to hang out. I was like, okay. I will not talk to that person again. I will not approach that person. No is fucking no. So explain to me how Seth is doing what he did with his ex-wife. Where's the fucking sense in any of that? When my ex-wife filed for divorce, I just let it go. It was the end. It was over. I didn't stalk her, call her, follow her around, fucking go to her place of work, fucking go to where she lives. Get the fuck out of here. That wasn't the right thing to do for me. And so I didn't do it. You see, it's not that fucking to live life, folks. Right? You put yourself first in all things. Then you make yourself of use to others, even those that don't know you. You become fucking valuable to people you don't even know because you're doing the next right thing in front of you. Oh, no, I'm sorry, sir. I don't know what you said there, Heidi. No one's saying you lost your kid. But I'm not attacking the guy for the kid coming up missing. You never see me do that. You're not seeing me accuse the guy taking the kid. You're not seeing me do that. The only exposure I have to that fucking guy is the internet. I don't know that guy personally, but what he's put forward on the internet, hanging out with that fucking midget, T-Rev or whatever the fuck his name is, that kid's about as bright as a fucking broken Christmas tree bulb. He's entertaining. Maybe women think he's cute. Whatever their fucking motives are for hanging around that kid, that's fine. But that's the person you drag into the fucking your missing child? Really? Those are the kind of people you want around looking and talking about a missing child that are impugning the fucking stepfather and the mother, of which there's no evidence to impugn them for other than circumstantial evidence that can't be confirmed or denied or proven other than what we've been told. And yet I'm supposed to have respect or fuck that motherfucker. I mean, Jesus, that's just crazy. Like I said, there's people running around on fire screaming, I want a lighter. I want a lighter. Somebody give me a lighter. And they're burning. And most of these people on the internet would give them a fucking lighter, you stupid motherfuckers. I'd be one of the few, if not the only people standing there with a fire extinguisher or a bucket of fucking water. He's on fire. For fuck's sakes. Cletus mods in chat. Hey, I don't think Cletus is in here, is he? There's nobody up there. Yeah, Pete, you got something you want to, like I said, I'm not afraid. I put my fucking name and everything out there. I'm not, what the fuck do I give a fuck you people out there know? Oh, you're going to fucking dox me. I don't give a fuck if you dox me. But you're going to give a fuck if your doxing me causes any fucking nightmare. Boy, are you going to pay for that. What do we got here? So there's a link. You want to tell me how I should treat a father of a missing child that behaves like a circus fucking clown on Tuesday morning in broad daylight? Go ahead. Come in here and teach me how the fuck I should treat that person. Go ahead. Bring it on. Sometimes you need to treat people exactly the way they are asking to be treated. Okay? It's that fucking simple. People out here, they got fucking reflections in the pavement. People out here with videos and this and that and telling you who did it. Grub truck, this truck, that truck. Man, if you don't see the ignorance and all of that kind of shit, but you have a problem with me addressing a man that's behaved the way that man has behaved publicly and associated himself with the kinds of people he's associated himself with and made the accusations against other family members that he's made, as well as those other people. And you think that there's got to be, I have more respect for Chris and Katie than I do him because they're rarely out here and they're never doing what they're doing. At least they got involved with people that were actually paying for fucking billboards. Right? Well, they didn't have any stickers on their car. Well, I wouldn't either. Your people stalk them fucking Proudfoots. You people fucking stalked them. And you listed everywhere they ever were. Anything they ever did. They went to a motorcycle store. They bought a new motorcycle. They were at a fucking this. They were at. And you people think you could tell someone like me how to fucking behave or treat others? Wow. It's literally wiping your fucking ass with no paper between your ass and your hand. And then using that fucking hand to eat and live your life. It's fucking crazy, man. I'm sorry, but how the fuck dare you tell me how I should treat a father that behaves like that on the internet? Right? When I have no other fucking basis to judge the guy on. That's the exposure you have of that individual. And look at all the nonsense that's come from that side of the fucking equation. Fuck no. Fuck no, man. I just don't buy it. I don't buy the guy's authenticity. I don't buy his stories. And I think people that are associated with him that have not reined him in and not tried to get him to go in a better, more fucking adult direction, I think all of you are worse than him. You're the scumbags. You're the ones that got that, his aching heart from his divorce that hasn't healed. And you guys are fucking feeding him into that, feeding into that. So what? You could get clicks. You can get him on your show as a guest, you sick bastards. It's entertainment. And then when I point out the fucking fucked up things that this guy's done, I'm the bad guy. I don't know how to treat the good fucking guy of a father or a father of a son that's missing. Yeah, flame in the fire. Yeah. And he just left, right? Before a bashing. His favorite thing. Who left before a bashing there? I don't know. It's not even kind of weird. You guys, if I told you my divorce story, I've told you guys a lot of things about me that I just, you knowing that stuff about me is going to take no skin off my back. The crimes that I've committed, the things that I've done, the different people I've associated with, the women that I've been with, the fucking, the car, none of it matters. That you know that if I whatever, enjoy. Go make a show and make fun of me. I really don't give a fuck. I'll come up on your panel and help you make fun of me. I have no objection to that. Yeah. And I constantly, I don't know of any other person that runs a stream that constantly posts a link that allows anybody to come up in his fucking stream. Nobody takes me up on it. Mainly because there's very little of anything to contradict me about when we start talking about facts. That's the fucking problem, right? There's no sense in contradicting because the facts speak for themselves. That's exactly how a criminal case should be prosecuted. The facts speak for themselves. Right? I always had a problem with that Scott guy that got convicted of fucking killing his wife, which is now being appealed. There's some law firms that deal with what they claim to be innocent people. Doesn't relate to the boy being missing. Yeah, it's got nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with his divorce. That's Scott Peterson. That's right. I had a problem with that case right from the start. And they did to him what they're doing to Brian Koberger. They show you just what kind of a rotten, lying fucking person he is. What a scumbag he is. His wife was pregnant. He was cheating on her. Well, gee, that's got to be the first time in human history that's ever fucking happened. Lock him up. I get a kick out of human. Let me just say something, folks. I guarantee you probably know more about me than your significant other, your best friend, your close neighbor. I'm more open about who I am, what I've done, and what I've experienced, okay? You can make assessments of what I'm going to do next. But I'm telling you what's in your head is something that's probably unique to you that you don't share with others. How many of you have that? A part of you don't share with others. And it's all of us. It's like we've all been trained to become an adult. You have to live with a lie. That's the fucking problem in the world. To be an adult, you have to lie. That's what you teach kids. That's the difference. You transition from childhood to adulthood by becoming a fucking liar. and understanding that everybody else lies. And that you got to be on the lookout for that. I mean, it's an exhausting fucking existence, folks. It's exhausting to be a human being, literally. Right? Yeah, and all these fucking narrative makers are doing the same thing the mainstream media does. And they're the first ones, like that fucking TikTok, that drip drop, that jerk off with the fucking parachutes. That fucking twit is the first one to scream from the highest mountain that he's not the mainstream media. He's better. He's the truth. He's the honest. He's the way. What? It's incredible. You defend people that shouldn't be defended. You literally should be on my side of the fucking aisle when it comes to looking and understanding and dealing with Seth. It's insane for you not to be on that fucking side of the aisle. It's literally ignorant to defend Seth as if I'm wounding the guy or harming the guy when you point out the facts of the fucking ignorance that surrounds him and the actions that he's had on the internet here. And the engagements that he's helped self-fucking promote. And the attacks and the fucking bullshit. That's what needs to be pointed out. That's what needs to fucking stop. You want to respect Seth? You tell him that. You got any fucking self-respect for yourself, you tell that father that. Okay? And that's what we're supposed to do amongst each other. Yeah, no, why would we do that? People are it's not even that they're crazy, it's that they've all been convinced to be this way. And it's not even that clowns will be clowns. It's like everybody's affected by clownism. All of us. I'm not saying I'm exempt from any of this. I'm not above any of this. I'm part of it too. But at least in some small part, I try to bring to light that which should be fucking pointed out. It's obvious when you start looking at things that way. I've never jumped out of a perfectly good aircraft. Just imagine, folks, those guys that write books that you buy, these crime writers. Who's that guy there? Blum? And really? That guy's assessment of the situation is valuable? It's worth reading in a book? What the fuck? Everything this guy's claimed has been debunked. How many people bought his book or follow him online? To me, it's horrifying. It's absolutely horrifying that in a time and day and age that we live in, with the access we have to information, with the ability for us to fucking correct or think or create an understanding of what we're looking at and what we're being told, and we don't do any of that. We either argue for or against whatever the government tells us. Okay? And if we argue against, anything is on the fucking table. Lasers in fucking space being told to you from people that don't believe in anything but a flat earth. Right? We weren't on the moon, but we got lasers in fucking space. You got people, they planted explosives on 210 floors of the towers, but none of the floors above the fucking impact site detonated. Huh. That's a fucking unique situation. And all the stories that came out of that fucking event. Everything, folks. How many of us believe that Saddam had weapons of mass destruction? Huh? How many of us believe Colin Powell went to the UN and said they had mobile fucking biolabs? And then the argument is not put these fucking people in jail. The argument is whether they had mobile biolabs or not, and whether Colin Powell knew or whether he was lied to her. It's all these ancillary fucking topics that aren't relevant. The fuck do you mean they got biolabs on wheels? You guys don't even know what a biolab is. Trust me when I tell you, it's very unlikely that it's in the back of a fucking truck. What the fuck, man? Yeah, I haven't paid a lot of attention to Sebastian because to me there's nothing to pay attention to. There's nothing I could do to find the child. I can't define how he went missing. I just can't. And so, what business do I have? Hang on one sec. Yeah, I definitely did not want to blow my nose with the mic on. I know you could hear what Alexa said. Apparently, Alexa's balls itch. I'm not scratching them for her. You know, oh yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. I think I got a light winter cold. I'm stuffed up a little bit. Yeah, I don't know how we wake ourselves up or how you go from the points I'm making and start bringing other people to realize we do anything but help the situation out here. That's awesome, right? Poor Alexa. Oh my God. It's fucking incredible. What a great Pearl thing. So, I mean, Twizzle, all you guys got these excuses why you can't come up here. You can come into my chat room and chat, but you can't come up on StreamYard and talk. Yeah, I do a little bit there, Anna. It's okay. It is perfectly fine. Let's see, what do we got here? Any comments on my telephone? No, nothing. No messages. All right. Ribs. You know, sometimes, you know, you burp and taste it or you fart and waste it. It's all up to you. Twizzle stick is innocent, says Heather. You don't come up here either, Heather. I know you have the ability to talk online. Fucking people, I'm telling you. It's absolutely insane. All right? Vitamin D. I drink tons of milk. I get vitamin D every day. Let's see, what else do we got? I'll take that down. Where are my banners? What do we got here? Hang on. I got, oh, I see where I went. I went wrong. Hang on. Yeah. Hide the current comment. Well, as long as you have a semi or even any child that's mobile. Yeah, zinc is right. You're right. Zinc is probably the most important thing. Any child that's mobile can leave your house. I mean, a perfectly good house and with locked doors, and the child can leave the house. You know, so I can get on board with the kid getting up and walking out on his own. Some of the ancillary circumstances, though, are just, you know, again, I can theorize and fill in those blanks and come to a personal opinion of what I think happened. But it's pointless. In a sense, it's pointless. I mean, I could really weave a fucking very accurate tale based on what we know and what's been released. And does that mean that the conclusion of that fucking story is the way it happened? No. As a matter of fact, I want to say this, that I'm going to say this, and I want to qualify this as just, you know, whatever. I fuck it. What was left behind is a story all of its own. That should lead you to what happened here. It's like I'm saying about the Idaho 4. That crime scene is got a story to tell, whether the house is there or not. The crime scene itself tells a story. And this goes for every crime. Specifically, what are they? Maori, I think Maori is part of the deception that's taking place in Idaho. I think he knows it and he's trying to save himself. And I think Payne does too. I don't think Payne sees anything wrong with saying that the car could have been an 11. We later discovered that it could be an 11 to a 16. I really think Payne thinks he did the right thing by putting that in there. Well, the FBI said it could be one of the videos showed a 14 to 16. So I just assumed that meant that car around the house could have been an 11 to 16. That's what this guy's going to say. He's going to make it look like, I made just a normal fucking conclusion. Where a normal conclusion would be, wait a minute. Are you saying the image in this video is consistent with the video you saw from around the house, that they are the same car? That's what he should have asked. Okay. And whether he did or not, we may never know. But that's what should have happened there. Zinc and vitamin A. Yeah, well. And he navigated a submarine from Portsmouth, England to Hong Kong in 1969. He says the earth is flat. Well, okay, great. Good for him. He did that from underwater. That's genius. Listen, I think you need to have a talk with your fucking, your uncle, or you may want to distance yourself. Whoa, no, pick on Mark and Betty, let them slide. Their uncle thinks the earth is flat. Whatever. I guess some of you are expecting that somewhere around the round surface, your ship should be going downhill. The dumb fuckery of it all is awesome. I just don't think the House will tell you a story, folks, on the Idaho 4. And because the House shows no intrusion, that makes the car irrelevant. In all fairness to what we understand about that fucking crime in Idaho. Okay? No, don't worry. The earth is spherical. It's not round. It's spherical. And if it weren't spherical, then you'd have a hell of a fucking time explaining 24 hours of daylight at the fucking North Pole with the sun traveling around the fucking planet in a circle. You have a real hard time explaining that if the surface of the earth is flat. Right? So let's just take that and leave it and just walk away. It's spherical. Everything we look through at a microscope, every image, everything you can go buy the equipment to go look has a spherical fucking appearance that rotates. Jupiter's spot moves. The Mars and what you're able to observe when you put a telescope on Mars will change over short periods of time because the planet is rotating. The moon doesn't rotate. It's kind of in a locked orbit with Earth, but all the other bodies around us. And so these people that are insisting the earth is flat, you just kind of need to let them think what they want to think. They've drank the fucking poison and they like it. That's what I mean. That's a great example of how so many people go down these rabbit holes. Or they fall into this. And they do that. Let me just tell you, the main motivator between a flat earth and a round earth or a spherical earth, the person that believes it to be flat doesn't believe anything the government has ever told them and will tell you that the government's a bunch of fucking liars and so are all your scientists and blah, 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 blah. They're almost anarchists in their view. And that anarchist view is what lets them accept the earth as being flat because it contradicts what they don't like. You see? It's just like with the people that think Bigfoot exists. No, that is true, Heather. I agree with you. To be fair, the government mostly does lie. I don't disagree with that. But folks, it doesn't always lie in every single thing that it says. And when you can observe things, right? And you could say your observation is clouded by what you've been told, and I can understand that. However, the observations are consistent with what we've been told, not because we've been told, but because the body that we're looking at behaves that way. And so you just accept it and move on to something a little more interesting. If you're so interested in the earth and you're so interested in this in space, and if you're so interested in these things, there's many, many, many more things to apply your interest towards. Yeah, maybe they should get in line for a vaccine, right? Too much fun. Now it's the bitch, 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 fight, 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 drama, drama, drama. Where's that there, Great Pearl? Right, it's not flat, it's a dome. But, you know, I mean, a dome, I've never seen a flat dome. Yeah. And common sense is just simple. Common sense is taking these pieces of information and verifying them as far as you can verify them and then making a conclusion. Always remembering that man's knowledge can be updated, changed, altered, increased, become less smart. Anything could happen. I'm willing to accept that the earth is flat with knowledge that's irrefutable. Right now, the knowledge that tells us it's a sphere is irrefutable in and of itself, unless you just decide that everything the government tells you is a lie and you'll believe anything that substitutes what the government told you. And that's what you're seeing in a lot of these movements, a lot of these conspiracy theories. Yeah, Annie, little Annie there. Anna Lee, that little freak. Participating in the Illuminati live chat. Who's GAC? I don't know who GAC is. Work comes early in the morning. Yeah, have a good Friday there, Miss W. W. George the W. Bush. Good night there, W. Oh, get a clue. Get a clue is a trip, man. And talk about somebody that's on the spectrum. That motherfucker's way on the spectrum. He's deep in the spectrum. And what is he, Semper Fi again? Something like that. I haven't had a chance to look at him on. Does anybody got a link? A link to his fucking YouTube? Get a clue. I used to call him Gitta. He was just Gitta to me. But you know, he's not much different from me in the objective fucking view that most people, sadly, are clueless. That's you know, it's a determination I think that can be made, and it can be made fairly. Look at any stream, doesn't matter what stream. When it comes to especially crimes or politics, whew. It's just even football. Everything in football is everybody's cheating, everybody's cheating, everybody's cheating, everybody's this, everybody's. It's like there's a conspiracy for fucking everything nowadays. Sigma Chi or Kent Bro Peckup. Yeah, the next thing I'm going to tell you is there's such a thing as a dinosaur. Yeah, I think that there may be some fact to support that, but again, it only happened a few thousand years ago because you know the Earth was only created when religion was invented. Apparently, I don't know. Right? How could the Earth be billions of years old when Christianity says it ain't? I don't know. I just suggest you never believe in human information. You never believe in human knowledge. You take it for its face value. And if you want to accept it and live your life based on that, then you be you and you go ahead and do that, boo. I'm fucking proud of you. If you think what Seth is doing in the search of his son Sebastian is the best effort and doing in the way that should be done and associating with the kind of people that you need to associate with to find your missing child, if that's what you think, then you be you. Just stay the fuck out of here. Right? If you think your cell phone disconnected from a network and a car similar to yours driving around the house where a homicide took place is enough evidence to accuse you, well then, hey, you be you. Just get the fuck out of here with that. You know, you do have to realize though that what we landed on the moon with was as light and as fucking just as light and as thin as possible. And you have to realize that this space is a bunch of nothingness. If that's what you think, I pray for you because you're fucking delusional. I don't know who you're referring to there. The proverbial you. Okay. Yeah, whatever they're fucking. But again, an American citizen going for a PhD in fucking criminology. In criminology connected to the cloud, not DNA, not fucking crime scene investigations, not fucking sciences or evidence collection, none of that. He was looking specifically to get a PhD in the technology end. of that industry, which is the cloud forensics, right? Grant says, you're someone that, thank you, Grant. I would be very useful in an apocalypse. I definitely would be very useful. I'd have you guys up and running with electricity in no time. No time at all. Just wandering through people's garages. I'd have you all hooked up. Yep. Right. He's not an expert in any of that. And when you look at the questionnaire that he put on Reddit, that was part of his fucking coursework. Pass and get credits in the criminology fucking studies. Come on now, folks. I mean, everything this kid did, they made you think that he did all of that to prepare to commit a perfect crime. Folks. The only thing that was done perfectly, from what I can observe, is it's been perfectly fucked up by the people that were investigating it. You know, like I said many streams ago, if Koberger committed the perfect crime, then you need to show me how he went from the 14 to 16 into the 11 to 13 that you claim is involved in the crime. And what is your claim based on? Video footage of somebody getting out of that car and walking towards the house? No. Video footage of somebody running from that home into that car? No. Your video footage is about as valuable as any footage that shows any fucking car driving around that night. It's useless. It's no proof of anything. Zero. Zero. Good seeing you, Gray. It's sad that many Americans don't view it that way. There's no other way to view that. It's exculpatory. It's a theory. It isn't. Listen. It isn't even circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence has to connect directly to the crime in one way, shape, or form. And catching a vehicle on camera that drove around that house 3 or 4 times is not circumstantial evidence that the car was involved in the crime. It's fucking direct evidence that the car was driving around. That's it. Right? That's all it is. It's direct evidence of its presence in that neighborhood. End the fucking story. Because you have no other evidence to say otherwise. You can infer, you can suggest, you can theorize, you can imply, you could say whatever the fuck stink comes out of your ass. But you can't prove it. And yet we've been convinced that telling a fucking story is all we need to do to have somebody arrested for a massive fucking quadruple homicide. I wonder if the Supreme Court's come down and ruled on Trump's recent appeal. That appeal, that New York State should be slapped in the fucking face. Okay? Let me just point this out to you, folks, that there's districts. And the Supreme Court justices each are assigned districts, okay? Districts which include several states in some cases. And one of those Supreme Court justices that are in charge of the district that includes New York State should be up there with a fucking paddle and kicking the shit out of the judicial system up there. What they did was criminal when they prosecuted Trump. The judge's decisions were unjust and unconstitutionally violated his fucking rights, which were greater than yours and mine because he was a sitting fucking president. It's insane what took place here in my state. It's fucking beyond insane. And no Supreme Court judge that runs that district, he should have pulled in every one of them fucking prosecutors, should have pulled in every one of the district attorneys, should have pulled in every one of the fucking judges, law clerks, and everybody associated with that case. And had a what's it all about fucking conversation with him. That should have been stopped long before it ever got to where it is now. It's fucking crazy. And what do we do as American citizens? Not a fucking thing. We sit up here on the internet, and rather than focusing on that which we can change, we focus on that which we can never fucking change. We could never fucking solve that case. Whether it be the Sebastian case, or it be the Idaho 4 case, or it be any of these cases, folks. Karen Reed, we can't solve who killed that fucking guy, if he was killed at all. We don't fucking know what happened to that guy. I don't know. I can't understand how any juror, anybody with 2 fucking cents in their head, can accept backing a vehicle into an outstretched arm could throw somebody 30 fucking feet and leave no indication, no movement, no scrape or scuff or anything between where you allege the victim was and where they landed, which implies that the person had to have been hit in the arm and flown through the fucking air. There's no footprints, there's no falling down, there's no nothing that person did anything but get hit in the arm with a fucking SUV and fly 30 feet. It's just crazy. It's fucking crazy. Yep. An electric car has just burnt down a UK airport car park. Yeah. Same thing could have happened with a car that was made of, that ran on gasoline or whatever. That's tragic. And I know that there are more car fires that you hear about, and they're gas-driven vehicles. So the fact that an electric car was involved, I don't hold that against the electric cars. They say she ran him over. No, I don't think they said she ran him over. They said she backed into him. Okay? Not ran him over. Absolutely did not say, from what I remember, that she ran him over. Not even close, Anna. That's not what their expert on the stand testified to. Not even close. There were no tire tracks on him. There was no crushed bones. There was none of that. There were no broken ribs. None of that. She didn't run his ass over. There was nothing. There were no hemorrhages or bruises or any indication that a vehicle even backed directly into him. The only damage to him was his arm. I think it was broke. No indication. Let me back into you with a 6,000-pound US SUV at 25 miles an hour. Okay? And throw you through the air or run you over. Even worse. And tell me you don't have severe hemorrhaging of blood and bruising under the skin if you don't have broken fucking bones. 6,000 pounds running over you is going to leave a mark. I'm sorry. They say she backed into his arm and that he spun like a ballerina. Yeah. So, but that's what I'm saying. It's a ridiculous. I can't fucking accept that explanation, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's just, and the problem we have, or the problem exists because we don't hold any of these people to a higher standard. It's not acceptable for you to tell me your determining story of what happened that evening. It's your job to provide the facts. That's called evidence. You're supposed to provide solid evidence so that the person that we arrest and punish is the correct person, right? What is going on with the Karen Reed case and the dog bites? Anybody? Heather, do you know? Do any of you true crime fanatics know? Right. The homeowner's getting rid of the dog, selling. How about the tracking devices that he had that showed how many steps he took? That doesn't count. That doesn't count at all. Right? It's come on, man. They're doing the same thing in the Koberger case. Look at this shiny object over here, and we're going to keep lying to you. And when we tell you the lies over and over and over and over again, and we get more and more people to share that lie with you. Koberger was stalking the victims. Koberger was setting up the crime scene. Koberger was keeping an eye on the residents. Koberger went to college. He was going to pray. He's going to commit the perfect crime. Koberger studied fucking serial killers. Koberger read something on Reddit. Koberger. And every time they say something about Koberger, it's through the lens of he did it. He's guilty. Look at this. It's a bunch of fucking bullshit. You shouldn't be able to do that to an American citizen. This should not be part of the process of our justice system. Spun like a barrel, flew through the air 30 fucking feet. Yeah. I don't know what happened to that gentleman. I don't know if she did it or not. I have no idea there either. I just can't accept the story that they're trying to weave to make it, to accuse her that she did it. I don't want a fucking story that's unbelievable. Right? Yeah, it does sell books. That's the catch-22. Logic and reason and honesty would sell. Why is the Bible the fucking largest selling book in the history of humanity? The truth will sell. Honesty will sell. Decency will sell. But that ain't what we're fucking being pushed. That ain't what we're buying. Right? They showed video footage that was flipped, and the cop knew it was flipped, and he knew it was flipped when he was on the stand and he was being asked questions to show that he was nowhere near the fucking taillight. That fucking cop knew that that shit had been flipped. He knew that the images that were being displayed to the jury and to the courtroom were flipped, and yet he argued that none of those people were anywhere near that taillight. But when you flip the image back to what it should be, it shows everybody next to the fucking taillight. Huh. It's fucking crazy. Blum acting like it. That fucking Blum is another fucking twit off, fucking jerk off that all these people spend money on buying his books. Again, I don't mind entertainment, but then to think a guy that offers entertaining fucking books is a guy that tells true stories and true crime. Jesus Christ, that guy, he can't even tell you what color fucking socks he has on. All right? You can never ask me what color socks I have on and I get it wrong. You could never ask me that question. I would always get it right because I only wear black socks. Okay? It's that fucking simple. They flipped everything. They're hiding something. That's right. That should see, and yet they're using this shit in the court of law. And jurors aren't being told by the defense attorney just how important this is. My closing argument would have just destroyed the police. It would have, you show me a picture of her vehicle driving away at 5 a.m. and both lights in the back of her vehicle are shining red. Case fucking over. That means after 5 a.m., after this gentleman was supposedly killed by her vehicle backing into him, to which his arm shattered a fucking thick, half-inch thick fucking acrylic glass, acrylic plastic. How the fuck do you explain her car driving away at 5 a.m. from her home? Or whenever time she left and they caught the ass end of it. It was much later than when the crime was supposed to have happened. So how the fuck does she have two taillights that are shining red? You can't. If you broke a big chunk out of her taillight, it would be fucking blaring white light like a motherfucker. That's why you get tickets for broken taillights, folks, because the bulbs that light your taillights are fucking white. They shine the same fucking normal white light that a light bulb in your house shines. And they hit a red lens. The red comes from the lens, not the bulb. And I think that attorney made a huge error in his closing arguments. The key to victory, when you're a defense attorney or a prosecuting attorney, the key to victory is you have to have the capacity to take the very complex and break it down to the simple. If you can't do that, you have no business being a prosecutor and or a fucking defense attorney. Okay? You may be able to make great observations. You may be a great investigator. You might be a great understander of words and da-da-da-da-da. But the capacity to win a case and to sway people's opinions requires you to have the capacity to make the very complex simple. Right? That's why you heard me say things like, you shed fucking 5 billion fucking skin cells, or this is some crazy number of skin cells a day. It's 5,700 fucking skin cells a second. You all look like Pigpen walking around. Now you tell me where your DNA has been. Tell me, what did you do this morning? Tell me your travels to this place, and I'll tell you where you're likely to find your DNA. The problem is, it's also on any person you came in contact with, which then means that your DNA could be on its way to fucking Paris right now. How much simpler can you get than that when you talk about touch or transfer DNA? You can't get any simpler than that. I really think that case would have been, he got the jury to go for 2 or the fucking 3. He could have got the jury to acquit on all 3 if he would have done a better closing argument. That's where I think this case fell apart. Not to mention the cops are a bunch of fucking idiots. They lied. They fucking pampered evidence. They did this. They did that. But yeah, detective. I hate all cops. No, I don't hate all cops, John, or anybody out there in the audience that wants to prejudge what I'm saying. I hate stupidity. And stupidity doesn't have a fucking particular place or no place to show up. Stupidity is universal. Anybody could be part of the stupid club. I can be part of the stupid club. Anybody could be part of fucking stupid. I don't care what job you got, what education you got, or how long you've been alive. Stupid has no boundaries. Right. Yeah. Well, that happened to a guy. This guy was convicted. I said that earlier in my stream. There was another black guy convicted of murder because his semen was in the victim. But that semen got in the victim before the victim was ever killed. There wasn't a significant amount of time between the time he left and then someone came and killed her. And there were other DNA samples associated with the crime scene. Yet they convicted him. How do you prove I fucked her at 1 o'clock and she died at 2? How do you make that? I wasn't there. I found out the next morning she'd been murdered. And it all come rushing back to me. What do you mean she'd been murdered? I was fucking her brains out at 1 o'clock. And now she's dead? How could that be? But this gentleman was convicted of murder based on a DNA sample. It took years and they appealed it and showed that because of the other amount of DNA that was located at the scene and on the body that was unidentified, okay, and that his argument gives you a reasonable doubt as to how the DNA, how his semen got into her, right? Yeah, I agree with that, Heather. There's a whole bunch of evidence that shows that Karen Reed was not involved in the death of her boyfriend or husband-to-be or whoever the fuck this guy was. And yet I'm perplexed. How is it that people just brush over that or throw that away or ignore it or you want to call that a conspiracy theory? How do you do that? Yeah, isn't that crazy, Grant? Damn. Makes you wonder. Amanda Knox from Italy was convicted on transfer DNA and then it was overturned. You know, there's an argument to be made in some cases your DNA belongs at the crime scene. You all know that. You all know that because you all, you know, and that's what I'm trying to say. When you look at that crime scene, this whole idea that some car and some outsider was the perpetrator, it's just nonsense. And it isn't nonsense unless someone in the house let them in. It just, you know, I suspect that the audio that they have all fucked up, well, I don't know if they've given it to Ann or not, but I find it rather hard to accept that all they picked up was a whimper and a loud thud in a crime scene where 2 young adults were stabbed to death. And that's what I personally am observing is that they separated the audio from the video, and you got to ask yourself why. Why did they separate the audio from that camera from the video? What was the reason for doing that? Well, we were trying to enhance it. No. How much enhancement did you have to hear a moan and a thud? If that came through on the camera, I can understand for investigative purposes trying to enhance it for your own personal investigation, but leave the fucking thing intact and turn it over to the defense team. If the defense team wants to enhance it on their behalf, they need to make a separate file and fucking enhance it. That's on them. But the idea you withheld that fucking thing for how long? Are you sure that they gave her the complete video of that car around the house, including the recordings that were available around that house? Are you sure all that discovery's been handed over? If so, fantastic. But I'm not so sure. Okay. She launched him up 2 flights of stairs. 30 feet is more than 2 flights of stairs. 30 feet is a 3-story building. Twizzle. I have a video of her saying that she got specific footage in full. Okay, I accept that. But on May 10th, May, June, July, I guess, I thought they were still arguing for it during some of these hearings. I don't think it's at the end of the hearings. I think he says that if it's anywhere, it's in the evidence room and she needs to go there and get it. Which sounds ridiculous to me. It's not her job to come to you to collect whatever you're claiming as evidence. I don't know. It's on the second that she argued it. All right. So the second, all right, well, that's fine. But it was Twizzle. 30 feet is 3 stories. That is the mundane machine footage. I don't know what Monday machine footage. What is that? I have no idea what that is. What is MUNDY? Do I gotta fucking highlight that and Google it? What the fuck is that? Twizzle. She's gonna. Let me search Google for that. What the hell is that? Irish songwriter, the official website, MUNDY. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Oh, MUNDY's machine, a business. Okay. No, but there was also the argument in her discovery that they did not supply the full video or all the video content of the car going around the house. Okay. She made that argument during the motion arguments. 30 feet would hurt, man. Listen, falling 30 feet or being thrown 30 feet is going to be a painful experience. Okay. And you would expect that body wouldn't just land like a fucking, it's not like you're throwing a lead weight 30 feet and it lands and sticks into the ground. You throw a human being 30 feet, you would suspect that the human being would be fucking rolling or flailing around. That momentum has to be exhausted. And the simple fact that you move 30 feet through the air, where you land isn't where you're going to end up. Right? Who's JHC? We don't know who JHC is there, Elefante boy. We see you. We see you there, Mr. Elefante. Talking sick in the fucking... You guys can't see it here on YouTube. But Mr. Elefante has entered the chat room on X, I suppose. And yeah, for some reason, he's yeah, there's 57 viewers on X. Yeah. How many viewers are there? Probably about 40 of them in here. Jesus H. Christ. That's what that stands for? JHC? What is that link you posted to? What is that link, Heather? Okay, Anne's saying she has it. No, I believe you. I accept that that's the truth. I know I might have brought it up in a different stream before. But am I right in saying that they withheld that for a long period of time? Right? It's just nonsense. Well, it's been fun. They did. They certainly withheld a lot of that until May 10, 2024. And they held it back because they had some problem with the audio or something, no? If I'm not mistaken, going back and I'm digging into memory, I could be inaccurate here. My memory is usually pretty fucking spot on, but there was some issue with that video and lining up the fucking audio to it, which is like, well, why would you need to do that? The video took the audio at the time it took the video. Just play the fucking video as it was given to you. Quit fucking around with the audio. Yeah, there you go. Student charged with murder, a football player. Cops obviously wanted to destroy this guy. But video showed the guy nowhere near the scene of the crime, and you people trust police? I trust the police to a certain point. Like I trust anybody to a certain point. I've done millions and millions and millions of dollars worth of business, never took a nickel from nobody. One guy, recently. But that was because the size of the job was astronomical and it was commercial. But never from a fucking homeowner, ever. All right, you be good, Heidi. I'm going to jump down too. It's 11:44 a.m. Frank, have you heard anything has the Supreme Court ruled? Has the Supreme Court said anything about Trump's sentencing tomorrow? Does anybody know if the Supreme Court has come out and said anything about the New York sentencing tomorrow on on Donald J. Trump, president-elect, if we want to come correct, right? What say you, Frank, or anybody in the X sphere? You got, yeah, there are 50, 70 you people on fucking X. Come on now. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Well, I know he made an emergency filing. They said it could go on. So the Supreme Court ruled that New York can sentence Trump. Yeah, that's a bit fucked up. And my personal observations, that doesn't make any sense that the court would make that ruling. It literally doesn't. Yeah, it's just insane. A made-up case. Based on the contingency that he has no prison time or fine. Yeah, that's just ridiculous. No. 4 to 5 was the ruling, right? Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Frank. Yeah, that should not, that's just inaccurate. That entire case, they should have taken the whole case because of what they did with presidential immunity. You can't use his tweets as president while he's fucking, he even gave up his right to lawyer client attorney privilege when he let them play that tape about the conversation he had with Cohen when it came to that stupid fucking hookers non-disclosure agreement that Trump never signed. Trump never signed that non-disclosure agreement. Cohen did. Cohen lied. Cohen was using that fucking other attorney too, Avante. Roberts and Amy voted with the liberals. Yeah. Well, in all fairness, maybe I don't know. I don't know how their health is currently or how it will be in the future, but if you're a Supreme Court and you're the master of this, or you're the fucking leader of the Supreme Court, and you voted for that to stand as is because there's no penalties coming to Trump, then you are really a motherfucking jerk off. Okay. And you should be removed. You shouldn't even be a Supreme Court justice because that whole case is a crackpot of fucking, of constitutional violations. And the court should not only hold that these constitutional violations are egregious, but they should send down to the courts in New York in order to prosecute these people that did this to Trump. Those prosecutors, those investigators, and those witnesses need to be prosecuted. And that judge needs to be prosecuted. Yeah. That's a fucking mess, man. So it is what it is. Let them have their talking point. Trump is a felon. I'm a felon. I actually find pride in being a felon, in all fairness. Yeah, they're fucked up. Roberts and Amy, whatever, Barrett's or whatever her name is. It's insane what they did to Trump in that case. Huh. Yeah, I don't know what you do. Yeah, they could have, but I know they're ruling out procedure, Frank. But the totality of the case is a constitutional nightmare. And an American citizen was just ran. You know that I'm preaching to the choir. But my view is they ran an American citizen over, and backed over him, and ran over him, and backed over him. People should be punished for that. There was no crime committed. We agree with that. Trump committed no crime. They had to extend the statute of limitations to go after him on this case. They had to extend the statute of limitations to go after him on another case. Yeah, but the system isn't working. The system isn't working, and they can see that it's not working. When you could do all this lawfare against at the time, a sitting president, let's be clear, that lawfare has been held over Trump's head since 2015. It started before he was ever elected, and it never stopped, and it's still going on. And the idea that these fucking justices don't have the fucking balls, right, to correct that is just sickening. It's another fucking nail in our coffin. Here, Frank, were you here earlier? So because I'm going to end the stream, but were you here earlier when I got Alexa to say my balls itch? Were you here for that? I'm an Alexa savant. I can get the Alexa to say anything I want her to say. It's fucking incredible, Frank. Were you here, Frank? Did you hear that when Alexa said my balls itch? Old Sarge has got fucking Alexa programmed to do what he wants her to do. All she needs now is a pair of fucking hands to scratch them. You're still not answering me. Did you hear my victory with the Alexa fucking bot? I had to get that in writing so it's solidified for all of posterity. If anybody ever tries to look into me, hopefully they'll come across that I was able to get Alexa to say, my balls itch. Oh my God. Yeah, well, the state's a fucking bunch of fucking criminal motherfuckers here, and they're going to start sending us money now. This governor is so disliked, our crime-riddled fucking city of New York, with all the illegal immigration. And she's decided to start sending tax rebates to individual citizens, all of us. I don't want your fucking money, honey. Why don't you go pay that money against the fucking debt? Why don't you stop spending our money and putting us in debt we can't get out of? Governor fucking whatever her name is, Hochul, stupid fucking bitch. And if it was a guy, he'd be a stupid fucking bastard like that jerk off in California. Well, so now you know, you can let Gail know. Sarge was able to get Alexa to say my balls itch. Oh my God. Not to pay me, I have to pay our debt off. I got no debt. I should be the comptroller of the state. I know how to spend money. You know? And you never spend it all. And then borrow more. Okay? That's the first fucking sign. Yeah, it actually piped in across the stream. Somewhere in the stream. I went in the other room and I got her to say it and people in the stream heard. Right? Be careful, I heard she gets around. That's okay. I keep a stock of amoxicillin here at home. She's saying we deserve it, but she's going to be in trouble when it comes to re-election. And so, you know, now she wants to be the people's governor. And you're going to give us a couple of fucking nickels and dimes, you stupid bitch. Huh? Fucking criminal motherfuckers. And she's doing it because she's trying to prime the fucking people for when she goes for re-election. She should be incarcerated, not reelected. Oh, it's tragic. But anyway, folks, been fun, been interesting, been awesome. I like engaging with the fucking chat room. I have got the fucking ability for call-ins, but I give direct links and you people don't use them. Unfucking believable. It's not going to be long before I get all of you saying, I'm too much of a pussy to talk to Sarge. I'll be getting you all to say that pretty soon, too. Just like I got Alexa to tell you her balls itch, okay? You guys are on the chopping block next. I'm too much of a pussy to talk to Sarge. Huh. Imagine that. All right, everybody. It's been wonderful. It's been wild. To home at night, go fuck yourself. To Seth Rogers, ain't no way you can do that. So I don't know what to tell you. But go do something with your time that's relevant and stop the fucking around on the internet, you stupid twit. And yeah, and who else is on the stream? To the people in fucking California, fucking A, let it burn. Go buy some matches. And what else do we got here? Seth, little Sebastian, I hope everything is okay with you. And to be very honest with you, if you ran away to avoid these people, I completely support you. Okay? If you need anything, let me know. I'll send you some money if need be, little Sebastian. And yeah. I'm too much of a pussy to call and talk to Sarge. Yeah, it's coming, folks. I'm going to program that shit into you. For fuck's sake of it all. All right, Frank, you and Gail, have a good night. Everyone else up out here, thanks for coming in. Thanks for the conversation. Thanks for the fucking fun. This is Your Ass News Network from Cock Tower in Beijing, China, with the famous Lick of My Balls Convention Center. Everyone be good. I'll be back sooner, later, or sometime.